Okay. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. 1 second. I've got something that's just popped up on the screen, mother fluffers. And okay. Let's turn that down. I'm hearing myself back for no apparent reason. Turn the volume down, and I hope everybody's having a lovely Sunday. As you can probably see, this might be a slightly different fix tonight. You might have me only. So I know Jonathan Thompson has got COVID. I've just come off the back of that myself. I don't know how that goes. So, John, hope you're well, mate. And I hope it's not affecting you too badly. It's funny. I had COVID around, I would think, 4 weeks ago, and I still don't feel 100% right now. So, yeah, I know how that goes. I think John's had a pretty rough ride of it. He went down to pull the tournament, was going seeing his family, and I know throughout that period of time he was messaging me a lot and was rough as a mother fluffer. So hopefully John gets better and has a little bit of smooth water in front of him. I know something that's going to cheer him up. Because this coming Friday, the 22nd, we launch the Arm Wars Iron House, ladies and gents. And I'll keep an eye on the chat here and see if any of you guys, hopefully some of you guys, and I know the regular guys that we got in here, will have seen what we did with that, or it's a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit of a different approach, the Iron House, but we wanted to try to show some of the characters. James has worked his ass off trying to get that thing right, and trying to put make it more dramatic, more cinematic than ever. He hired a lens that he was very excited about, did a lot of work with that lens, and hope you guys appreciate what came out of it. I was really impressed myself. So, as I've said before, and I'll say again, James Statham is a blessing to Arm Wars and to the sport of arm wrestling. We're lucky to have him involved, and I think we can do more. So, yeah, let's have a look what we've got in the chat. It could be quite nice tonight because I can just look through the chat and see what you guys want to talk about and answer any questions that you want to discuss. Obviously, it's been a quiet one this weekend. As far as I'm aware, there's been nothing big going on. Apologise for the croaky voice. Got a bit of a cold myself. Don't worry, I'm not back on COVID, just a cold. But it's been plaguing me a little bit. Let's have a look. Snickle1, he's putting, Neil, in the future with Arm Wars, are there only secret matches or do you want to do events with public? Both is the honest answer to that. Both. The situation and the reason why we took Iron House behind closed doors, mate, was purely and simply when we did the Arnold Classic for Reality Check. It was very difficult to produce what we wanted to produce, very difficult to get what we wanted to get. A lot of things going on in the background, a lot of distractions. We're looking to try to either go live in the right environment, which was restrictive there because of the commercial music and so on. Alternatively, we want to try and produce something which is different, over and above what many people are doing right now. We'll leave that to King of the Table and to other people in that similar ilk. They're doing a great job of it. And hopefully, what you've seen from Arm Wars up to now with the Reality Check, you'll agree that what we do is very, very different. Trust me, when you see what's coming out of Iron House, I think everybody will understand a little bit more. You'll get a better feel for that. Because Iron House probably goes deeper into the character of the arm wrestlers. And as I've said many times on here, that's what I really want to do. That's what myself and James are focused on, trying to illustrate and reflect the true characters that are in there. And they were very diverse in the Iron House. So we're excited about it. I know at the time there was a tremendous buzz about what went on in the Iron House. We were really pleased. We think it's going to make some super strong shows. We're going to be starting on Friday with Bogdan Stoica and Jordan Davis. So Ryan will get to see his man in action. And all the Aussies will get to see the man in action. Any fans of Bogdan Stoica, you get to see your guy as well. So two great lads. Absolutely cracking match. Really looking forward to getting Iron House underway and letting you all see what's going down and what went down. Secrets out and all that. Massive bit of support here from Western Survivor beef jerky, the greatest beef jerky in the fucking world. And if you've not eaten this, you are missing out. True story. the other day. Went out with my lads on the bike and had no food. Got caught in a traffic jam. We were in that traffic jam for probably 2.5 hours. Not too long, but when you got two Hank Marvins in the car, that can be a long time, and they got a little bit annoyed. Fortunately for me, in the back of the motor, that's what we had in, the old Western Survivor. You can't beat a bit of Western Survivor, and water goes down well. Adam Bandel, if you're in the chat, thank you very much, mate. And everybody get over there to www.westernsurvivor.ca. Check them out and pick yourself up some Western Survivor beef jerky, the greatest of beef jerkies. Let's have a look what else we got going on in this chat. Hope everybody's enjoying your Easter and you're quite chilled out. The reason why we haven't got people on tonight is my fault entirely. Unfortunately, one of my little lads had a bit of an accident yesterday, which kept me out of contention for a while. Nothing serious, he's fine. But that kept me out of setting things up last night. So I didn't send out the reminders that we were doing things. And I know that a couple of the guys I thought were coming on. But don't worry about that. We're going to handle it. Let's have a look what we got here. Hope MTT is on tonight. No, Mike isn't on with us tonight, mate. But Mike's got his hands full with matches coming up. One thing that I will say is I've been speaking to Mike. I'm probably going to go on his channel shortly. I'm going to be on with Engin this week. Quite a few exciting possibilities for Arm Wars going forward. And Monster Michael Todd could well be part of those plans. So listen out for that. Michael's extremely hungry, wants to get involved in some big matches. And I would love Mike to come back to Arm Wars and do something in our promotion. Mike started his career there, and it's funny. Michael's one of those guys who's been very popular, and then had a lot of his haters and negativity around him when he got involved in the King's Move style. A lot of Mike's early matches is we give him the moniker best defensive arm wrestler in the world. At that time, he was unbelievable, not dissimilar to Relentless Frodo Hoagland. So the fans of Relentless Frodo Hoagland out there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you looked back at a lot of his early matches, they were very much in that mold. He was the guy that would pull with his wrist, broke back, arm in all kinds of messed up position, and he would not stop. So Monster Michael Todd deserves a tremendous amount of kudos for that, respect for that. He put his arm through it big time. But I'm sure Mike will be on the show shortly, and I'll be going over on his channel, and we'll give you any updates we can on that one. But we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. Another guy that I would like to get back in Arm Wars, and I know that the rumours have been. I've had probably 3 messages this week on that, and I've talked to him about it. We've not done anything yet, not formalised anything, but I'd be very, very keen to discuss the potential of him coming back and doing something in Arm Wars. Would be John Brzenk. And I'll tell you why. As I said a moment ago, we are looking to try to put together lasting records of arm wrestlers and of their career. And I think it's a travesty in some respects if people don't get to see more of John Brzenk in that respect, particularly when he's resurgent in the manner that he is now. John coming back in and pulling well is always exciting for all true fans of arm wrestling. So, yeah, I would love to get him over. We'd have to have a think about the opponent. And I think we'd be prepared to sort of work with John on that and who he was excited about pulling. There's not many people out there in the upper echelons that he hasn't competed with. And I know that John isn't shy of a match, but there's certain guys that are on his wish list. So I'd be keen to work with him on that and see what we can put up. So look, we got in the chat. Dready Pirate Blue Bowen's just come in. What type of bike do you have? Still too icy here. To be honest, mate, I personally have got a Montesa Quarter 260 4RT, which is a 4-stroke, and it's something that's easy to ride. Coming up 50 years old, I can't be throwing anything fast around these days. So I'll leave my little lad to do the hard stuff, and I try and follow him around best I can in that respect. But yeah, Montesa, the only way to go. Best bike in the world, if you ask me. But there it is. Marcus Thompson in the chat. How you doing, dude? Hope you're well. And Krieg of Ickeland, I've noticed you in there, mate, also. James Statham in the chat. Phil Woody UK. Hope you're all good, lads. Let's have a look what else we got. I know I saw Mika yesterday, we often have in the chat, and I saw him on Ryan's show. That was nice that he's getting some love. Really exciting arm wrestler, and I'm sure there's a big future for that guy ahead, without a shadow of a doubt. White Wolf is in the chat. What's he put here? Neil, just leave the door open for Neil's wife's boyfriend. Yeah, I think he delivered the pizzas earlier on, mate, to be perfectly honest. You don't have to let him in. You have a show to run here, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I'm flying solo tonight. First time on the fix, I think. We've done that, so quite unique in many ways. What else we got in here? What do you guys want to talk about tonight, guys? Let me know, anybody, if there's anything that you want to cover off on here tonight. It's open season, and I know we've had quite a few, but I am staying off the rules thing, if I can. I want to stay away from that. Been taught to death in the last couple of weeks, so that's not something I want to do. Tom G, let's have a look. Happy Easter, Neil. How big of an impact do you think genetic limitations affect the average arm wrestler? Specifically, hands and arm size. Do you think a small-handed normal dude can become a champion? It is harder, mate. Yeah, a small-handed normal dude can become a champion. It is getting harder. The sport is bigger than it's ever been. There's more people involved in the sport than there's ever been. I do think there's a real evolution to arm wrestling right now. I do think it's the freedom of expression, of technical expression online, and people getting more tools to train with is super beneficial. I don't think that arm wrestling has ever been more specific in terms of its training opportunities. I talked about one of the bits of kit that I used recently in Sabine Badalescu's brutal is the word I'm going to use, piece of kit that he's designed. But that's just one example of an absolute myriad of things. I mean, look at the breadth and depth of handles that you can get for the game now. Mazarenko was one of the first people to start doing that and to throw out unique handles. But now you can get them from all corners of the world, and they are really, really good and can help you enhance your game enormously. Small hands, there have been some excellent arm wrestlers with small hands. So I think most notably might be someone pound for pound like Gary Goodridge. One of the things that I always noticed about Gary was that he didn't have particularly big hands for a super heavyweight, and yet he dealt with and arm wrestled and beat people like Cleve Dean, which if you met Cleve Dean and you saw the spec of Cleve Dean, that is truly remarkable because Cleve was an absolute giant in every sense of the word. So to do anything with him when you have a pretty small hand, it shows the amount of back pressure and power, explosivity that Gary had. And I saw a picture of Gary the other day, actually, with Earl Wilson. I think he was at the mass match. So that was great to see, wherever that match was. Lovely to see Gary around, and I hope he's well. Haven't seen him in so long. Let's have a look at what else we got in here. A lot of people talking about a bloody chest infection. Yeah, it's going round, mate. It's killing me. But to be honest, I know it's not COVID. I've had that, and hopefully I'll be right from this in a couple of days. It's just a bit of a tickly cough. So what do you guys think of the stinger we put out for Iron House? Let's see if we get much feedback on that. Worked very hard on that one, James, and we're really excited to get it out there. So it'd be nice to hear your feedback that you've seen it. We put that out on Friday night. For anybody who hasn't seen it yet, please feel free to get over there, have a look at it. And remember, keep the chat going in armwrestlingforums.com. One of our major sponsors, and that is the place to talk about arm wrestling like the old school Northeast message board. If you want to talk about this sport till your ears fall off, get yourself over to armwrestlingforums.com, guys, and keep it going. DCS Beam has just come in with a super chat. He's put, hey, Neil, hope you're doing well. Do you reckon you can outdo Ryan Bowen at nail bending? You know what? Nail bending is a real skill. I have a guy that's based about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from where I live, a fella called David Horn. And David is one of the premier grip guys in the world. Very well known in the grip game. If you were to speak to Eric, he would tell you all about David. Many, many people know David around the world, and he is a unique individual, to say the least. Guy that bends bolts, nails, steel pins, bars, you name it, he's done it in terms of. And I was actually on Radzie's podcast the other day, and I was talking about David. One of the most impressive individuals I've ever seen. Just tying it back into a moment ago when the question came in about arm wrestlers with small hands. This guy, not a particularly big man, doesn't have particularly big arms, definitely doesn't have big hands, but grip strength is off the charts. Absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, David's right on track with what Ryan's doing. So I'm sure, Ryan, if you are watching or if he does come on in a little while, that's what you want to get hold of, mate. Have a quick word with David Horn. He'll give you some training techniques on that one. And there's some of the guys in the strongman game have unbelievable hand strength. Most notably, Mark Felix. He's got incredible hand strength. Always does party pieces at the shows, rolling up frying pans, crushing apples in his hand. And his hand is huge. I mean, it really is. Often they put Mark Felix's hand in the center of the program at Giants Live, just to give people an indication of how big it is. And so many times people see that and say, oh, that's not real. It can't be that big. And then Mark will be walking around and you check that hand out. You've never seen anything like it. I think it's bigger than Calajashel, according to Devon Larratt. So huge hands, and he knows how to use them in the right way. Very, very powerful hands. And it's a weapon. If you've got big hands in arm wrestling, you're starting with an ace up your sleeve. There's no doubt about that. It allows you to control a great deal. If I was gonna pick a weapon to have, it would be hand and wrist control, and the big, powerful hand gives you an enormous advantage in that respect. I'd give away arm strength all day to have better hand and wrist. My style of arm wrestling, I would definitely do that. I know there's schools of thought on it. Todd Zilla might tell you differently, but for me, all day, it's about the hand and wrist. Adam Vandal in the chat. The king of beef jerky in the chat. Great feedback on the Iron House trailer. Thanks for that, guys. Really, really appreciate it. We are super excited about that. And we hope that you're not disappointed when you see the Iron House shows. I want to say a huge thanks to all the guys who are in the Iron House as well, because one of the biggest disappointments with Reality Check, and one of the issues that we face with Reality Check and the public shows, is that when you're making a film of this stuff, it's extremely difficult, because if the results go out, little bit of the enthusiasm of people to see those results is lost. So you don't get the same uptake on the show. What we're looking to do with the Iron House is to make sure that the results are completely unknown. Whether or not that was going to work, we didn't know. And it was a major concern for us. I cannot thank the lads that were in the Iron House, all 19 of them, enough, because they did an amazing job. Look at that. I've lashed that water. What was that? Gone down quick, isn't it? Because they did an amazing job. They told nobody the results, and it's really, really helped us a great deal. So thank you so much to all the 19 arm wrestlers in there. Phenomenal job in the house. Literally killed himself over that weekend. We thought we'd lost one of them. He was on his ass on the floor. I've not seen that before in an arm wrestling match for a very long period of time. But you'll see it. They went to the edge. White Wolf, one of our regulars, just with the old tickly penis cough there. Let's have a look. Neil, I always wondered if you had regrets on how MMT versus Jerry was handled by WAL. You were there. Should that have been a restart? By the letter of the law, no, it shouldn't, mate. Michael was correct. Jerry knew he was correct. Letter of the law, he won the match. Would I have liked to see a restart? Hell yes. Without a shadow of a doubt, mate. I would have absolutely loved to see that. A restart would have been right up my street. Ray was on here last week and we were talking about this. And one of Ray's comments I thought was, Ray will now and again throw in really, really quality, biting, pertinent comments. Never more so than last week, when he said there are guys that want to win and there are guys that want to go out there and arm wrestle hard, and they're not necessarily the same thing. Michael has been the guy for so many years that would go out there and bust his ass to win. Just go out and try his very, very best, leave it all on there. Didn't get the respect, didn't get the world #1 spot, which is what he craved, as so many arm wrestlers do. That eats you up, and it ate Michael up a little bit. So Mike was chasing very hard and has chased very hard to become that world #1. And you can't knock the lad that. You definitely cannot knock Mike's desire to be the best in the world. If you're in a cauldron of emotion, like WL 506 was, and you're in a match of that significance and magnitude, it is very, very hard to step outside of that and remove yourself from that environment, get in the mix, and let it all hang out. Mike saw the opportunity to make the rules stick. He did so correctly in many ways. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was a foul, and the rules state that he'd won the match. He took that. It was about money for him as well at that time. I know I was speaking to Mike after, and there's money on the line there. He didn't want to risk that, and he knew how dangerous Jerry was. I think he had some damage in his hand as well. But without a doubt, a rematch between those guys at any time is going to be amazing. It's funny, I've had a conversation with Mike recently, and I've said to him he needs to get back to doing what he did very well and do it unashamedly, because that was a separating factor for him. When he moved to more orthodox arm wrestling, it wasn't doing well for the lad. He was really struggling. So if he gets back to that, a lot of people will again fall victim to the Kings. And again, he found a way around it. There's arguments there whether Mike was using it as well as he could have done. But either way, whatever side of the fence you're on that one, you know, and there's arguments for both. What I would say is that even if Mike got back to his very best Kings move, Jerry is still a very difficult style for him in any scenario. And Jerry Cadorette, I've always said, is an extremely underrated arm wrestler as a result of that. If you look back over Jerry's career, he has always been one of the most dangerous men in the sport. He's very unique. He's very unusual. Very few men arm wrestle like Jerry Cadorette. And a focused Jerry Cadorette, a very well-prepared Jerry Cadorette, is super tough to beat. So I'd love to pull that match together again. I always get a little bit concerned whether people are tired of seeing the same old matches and they want to see something completely different. It's funny, last night when Mika was on the Ryan Bowen show, it's nice to see any arm wrestler come along and start to get so much love, start to get so much notoriety off the back of their career just by being exciting. But what that does prove is that people do like to see exciting arm wrestlers. I mean, we might do a little bit of an unexpected put your names in the chat thing in a minute. And we'll talk about exciting arm wrestlers and see if people are coming up with the same names. See if we are pretty united in that respect and what people's opinions are. Because I think there are guys in the sport that are very easily identifiable as super exciting for different reasons, I'll grant you that. But let's say you take someone like Matt Mask, the Wild Horse. That might not be the best in the world, right? But there are very, very few people that you'd rather see arm wrestle, apart from in PAL. Fair play. But very, very few people are more exciting than Matt Mask. The dude ignites the stage. And I know we've got Matt coming on in a couple of weeks, so that'll be nice again. I haven't caught up with him for a while. But that's exactly the kind of arm wrestler that I'm talking about. That guy that unites the clans, that everybody loves to see arm wrestle. And god damn, he's got a match coming up. What about that one? But let's see from you guys in the chat as well. Put the names of the arm wrestlers that you find the most exciting to watch, that you like to watch the most. And let's see if we get a real disparity or whether it's the usual suspects. That'll be very interesting to see. So fire that in there for me. Craig, how you doing, brother? He's in the chat and he's put Iron House teaser was incredible. Makes me have flashbacks to the Arm Wars fight with Chris Waters. Over 13 starts in that match. The arms were done. Mate, fabulous stuff. And I think you're going to look at, as a diehard, Rolly Ray is just about to join us, our technical director. As a diehard, I think you are going to love the Iron House, Krieger, because it went off. Speak of the devil as well, Mika. So Mika's in the chat. Loved him as well. If you didn't say, Rolly. Now then, son, how's it going? Can I take a wild flying guess at this, mate, and say you've just woken up?
I just woken up.
I can tell, bro.
Like most of the people in the group, I'm also sick, and it just comes and goes.
Yeah.
Have good days, bad day. Fucking weak. I'm terrible.
Have you got the vid?
No, just cold or something, or I don't even know.
I've got it, mate. I got a cold. Felt like crap for a few days, but it's just like a tickly cough and headache and that. But I've done tests and it's not COVID. So yeah, I'll shake it off. We were just reading out a super chat from Krieger of Ikeland, and he was talking about the Arm Wars trailer. I put a question out to the chat. Have you seen it, Ray?
Of course I saw it. I watched it live.
What do you think, son?
I came 17 times, at least. I thought it's the single greatest trailer I have ever seen for arm wrestling ever.
I was going to say the 17 ejaculations in a row is a Latvian record.
It's not. Turns out.
You've done more behind closed doors. Yeah, that's tremendous. Mika, mate, I want to get to your super chat, mate. But love you, Neil. Love you too, brother. Celebrating Easter with the family. Happy day and blessings to all. Tremendous, mate. Hope you're enjoying it. But I was just saying, Mika, have you seen Mika much? Have you seen many of his matches? He's sort of getting a following.
Yeah, I saw the videos. I saw that he was on Ryan, but I have to get into it. But yeah, I haven't seen the matches. Yeah, a lot of intensity there.
Hasn't he just? Yeah, he's like got that mini Matt Mass thing going on. Where he just blasts into dudes and really gets excited, and people do love that. So yeah, more power to you, Mika. Really, really humble guy as well. I thought he was very impressive on Ryan's show. He came across excellent. So yeah, exciting prospect. I've had my eye on him for a while now. So all the best to you, Mika, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon, mate. V Poge with the super chat. He's put, love you, Neil, and I'm so pumped for Iron House. Just hope it won't take too long to come out. Well, it's going to be, we're going to go back to weekly for a couple of months. So JCJ Wank is actually in the chat, and he will be editing through the night because he's a vampire. And he stays up and edits throughout the night. But, Ray, I watched some of your stuff the other day, mate, while I was around at his place. Wow. Some of the shots, they're really good.
From my matches and from...
mate.
Okay, cool.
Really good. Like, you know how the Iron House had the stone backdrop behind the wall?
Yeah.
It looks awesome. It's come out. Oh, you're going to love it. There's some, and so we can't give anything away, but I think it's fair to say what we can say is that Rolly Ray had some matches in. Oh man, would you say, being honest, would you say that your hardest matches of your life were in Iron House? Because you've had some script. The Craig was quite a match,
but I had if you combine everything together for a long weekend, I should have been dead, you know.
It was ace, wasn't it? Every time you looked up, you're in another absolute war, mate. I loved it. Thought it was fantastic. It really was. Oh, God. How long did it take before you could hold your own dick?
Month.
Yeah. Yeah, about a month.
Stoica messaged me. He's like, man, I thought I was the only one. I was like, dude, he's like, I'm losing to guys in practice that I have never lost to. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know.
Mate, when we're dropping people at the airport and they were like trying to pick up, I always love that when you've got the bags in the back of the car and they literally like go for it with one arm and then go for it. Oh, shit. And they couldn't make their way through. I was laughing, mate. Oh, it's good. Serginio's coming with a super chat. He's put no question tonight, Neil, just a small contribution. Thank you very much, brother. He's put, hope you and your family are having a good long Easter weekend. It's been a weird one, mate. Not going to lie, as I say, my little lad had a bit of an accident yesterday, which is always scary when something happens to one of your kids, and then you always see it much worse than it actually is. But thankfully, he's okay. So, yeah, been a weird one. But it ain't over yet. Easter Monday tomorrow, and hopefully things pick up a little bit. What about yourself, Ray? Have just felt rough as arseholes, or have you actually got out and done something over the Easter weekend? So,
no, I was spending the day with family. I felt really bad, but we went to some outdoor. I don't know how to explain, some outdoor thing, and just so everyone came back to my place. We talked, and then everyone left, and then I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's the sign when you're that rough. If it starts putting you out and you're going to sleep, mate, you need to get some kip. It ain't great. So one of the questions I asked the chat a minute ago was around the most exciting arm wrestlers in the game right now. Off the back of what I was saying about Mika, trying to get a feel for whether people are enjoying seeing the usual names, the usual faces, and the elite. Because if you look at let's think, I don't want to pick on any promotion specifically, but if we let's pick on a couple. Let's say if we went King of the Table and East versus West. It is pretty much a given that you're going to see a certain crop of lads in there because they are the best in the world. You know, there's people outside that, they're on the fringes, but you're going to see those guys crop up a lot. And obviously the guys with the following. What I'd asked to the chat was, were there other absolute glaring omissions? And if so, who are the guys and girls that really, really should be on that list? And just while I answer this, I'll go to this next super chat, which I haven't read yet. Just have a think about that for a minute, guys, and we'll look at, again, in the chat, same question to you guys in the chat. If you think there are glaring omissions at the moment, two people that are featured in King of the Table, in Arm Wars, in East versus West, or anywhere else, tell us who you guys like watching. Tell us, do you want to see the new guys? Do you want to see the new talents? Do you want to see the Mikas of this world? Or do you like seeing the established crop of star arm wrestlers that you do see quite a bit in those major events? So that's the question to you guys. Marcus Thompson, my man, has come in with a super chat. Happy Easter, boys. Happy Easter to you, brother, as well. And thank you for your continued support throughout ever of the channel. Really, really appreciate it, mate. And I hope you and your family have had a cracking Easter as well. So let's have a look who we've got coming up. I know Fox 8 Balls coming straight away and just said Božidar Simeonov. Mate, I couldn't agree more. Man's a frigging animal. The difficulty is, let's be honest, the difficulty is with these guys as well.
Match them up.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Especially, you can go outside his weight, but you in his weight class, it's very hard to pick someone for Boži that would be,
comparable, that he doesn't run through. And nobody wants to see these. So let's have a look who we've got popping up. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Thanks for your super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. Hope you're good. So, Devon Larratt is always entertaining. Yeah, of course, Devon's great. Marcio is fun to watch. He is, isn't he? Super explosive dude. And I always think Marcio's one of those guys that does get overlooked. He's getting a bit of love now. He's in the East versus West, so that's nice. Yeah. But he's been in some battles. He's one of the most underrated guys on the circuit. If you look at Arm Wars, he's had some wars in there. Had some wars over in the WAL. I loved his match with Krasimir, if I'm honest. I thought that was an absolute banger.
Yeah, that was one of the best matches I have ever seen live.
It was mega.
Yeah.
Really, really good pull. So, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Marcio's one of my favorite dudes in the sport as well. For those people in the chat, I mean, you know Ray, you know Marcio, but if you don't know that guy, what a lovely individual that is. He's a fantastic guy. It really is. And he's like the gatekeeper of excellence in so many ways. You look at his record, tell me a bad arm wrestler that he's ever lost to. Ever. He just doesn't do weirdo one-off losses where, like I've got him on my record where some guy will crack you and you think, oh, that's a little bit, I should have won that match. You don't see that from Marcio. He's just at that level all the time and I can't knock the lad. Božidar's coming up quite a lot. Hermes won Mask and Bortolato. Kudecha. RVJ is fun. The best of RVJ is exceptional. There's no doubt. He's exceptional when he's on. Just got somebody say, wipe your lens. Let's have a look. There you go, yeah.
Thanks for a crotch shot.
Yeah, I've got to stop watching that fake taxi. It's doing me frigging podcast. No good. Let's have a look. White Wolf has put Mask, Jerry, Brazink, Devon, Travis. Travis is, yeah. it's a shame that Travis isn't still very active. One thing, whether you love or hate Travis Pageant, that is an extremely entertaining individual. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Dude, super, super entertaining guy. What about Evan Burgoyne? Guy who seems to get a lot of love online or a lot of hate online, whichever camp you're in. You guys interested to see Evan Burgoyne pull? Because he's another character, big time. Really is. Let's have a look who we got. Todzilla, Fraud, Mask, and Addy. So a lot of these are all established names. Very established names. Derek Smith come up a couple of times. Derek Smith has got unbelievable potential. That's what Derek Smith's got. Get Nikashiva on Arm Wars, yeah. I understand that entirely. Do you know what? I had Nikashiva and Marlon Kleinsmith, Irina Gladkaya, and Fiorasic all signed for WAL. They were all ready to go. And then COVID destroyed my life.
Yeah.
I tell you. I was ready. We were ready. We were ready to go. Oh, yeah. It's a goddamn shame. COVID destroyed my life. Funny, isn't it? COVID changed the world for the better in many ways for arm wrestling, but it did some damage in its wake as well. It did take away some amazing matches at a great time, you know. Jeff Hale. Jeff Hale had some injury issues. We tried to get him at the reality check, but unfortunately he got hurt. But he's one of the most entertaining guys out there by a mile. He's amazing. Engin's fake taxi account. Hey, Neil, Ironhouse looks crazy good. Looking forward to watch Tobias and Mindergus. Any plans to keep on bringing in Danish arm wrestlers? Yeah, there really is. There's a number of Danish arm wrestlers that I really like. Tobias is, what's a good word? He's got this sinister edge about him, hasn't he?
Oh,
I mean, there's a running joke in the Iron House.
Joke, yeah.
we had that running joke.
We locked the doors of our rooms, you know.
Yeah,
and you always want to get on a good side of Tobias.
Always.
So,
Never
you know,
upset
it's
Tobias.
always like, you know, how you doing today? You look beautiful. Please don't kill me.
He's a serial killer.
Please don't choke me in my sleep.
Yeah, don't sneak in under cover of darkness and cut my goddamn throat.
Great.
But he's another guy that got into some screamers in the Iron House. Fans of Tobias are going to love the series because Jesus, he gets into some wars. I'm going to throw one out there. What about Maynard Nenges? What an hombre that is. Oh, he's funny, charismatic dude, that really is. UDD, thanks for your super chat, mate. Sup, handsome boys, must be you, Ray.
Oh.
The Hitman is live right now. Get him on here. Yeah, I want to be welcome to come on, mate. But if he's live, he's probably doing his own thing. What have we got? Yeah, you know what? That has been pretty convincing. Most people's answers seem to be the usual suspects.
Yeah.
They really do. Eduardo Tete's come up there. That's a very powerful lad. If you want any hook matches, he's your dude. You ever pulled him? He's around your class, isn't he now?
No.
Who's he faced of the Latvian crew?
Eduardo?
Yeah. Pulled any of
maybe blood in some world championships. Maybe. No.
How'd that go?
Yeah, I don't remember blood losing. If they faced, or Giannis. They could be the time they were 75 kilos in the same class, maybe there, you know.
Mika's just actually come in with Vrej. Everybody likes Vrej. Vrej is that guy that gets into the screaming career-ending death wars.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. There are guys that you could put into battleground formats, and if you mix them together, someone may die. For example, if you had Frode Hoagland, Danny Tesh, Vrej, let's think of one other absolute warhorse who that are going to there, and Blue Marnus in about 3 years. Oh, that's a dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blue Marnus is one of the guys I want to get into, mate. I love him. I think that's it. I think that, you know how Ryan was saying that we need to champion the new arm wrestlers, and Mika's one of those guys that's been getting the chat. Well, Blue Marnus is another one. I mean, I'm so impressed with that lad. He's only a puppy. What is he, 19, you were saying?
Still 18.
18 years old. Yeah. And he is venom.
Savage.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. So, Blue Marnus will be in Arm Wars without question, as far as I'm concerned. As soon as that kid says yes, it's on.
He's already said yes. You just say the date. And
oh, my God.
I'll bring him in my backpack, man. Come on.
I absolutely love that lad. He is just everything that Arm Wars. Kristaps is one of those guys who's. Yeah, I think he'd be better over 6 rounds. I think it plays to his strengths so much. I think he's it's a bit like Froda. He's a much tougher dude to beat over 6 than over 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he throws everything forward. He doesn't give a toss whether his hand and wrist have gone.
Yeah.
He seems like he's got ridiculous stamina and endurance. Yeah. And he's a puppy. He's only going to get better. So give him 3 years. Jesus. And where's his weight right now? Is it 75?
75, yeah.
75 kilos. Bad dude. Keep your eye on that kid. So V-Pose, he's put, I'm a Canadian. I have to say, many of our guys are very entertaining. Yeah, I agree. From Devon to Uncle John. Ryan Espy impressed versus MTT. I knew he was strong on the left, but I didn't think he would manhandle him like that. Yeah, Ryan's one of those guys that sort of flies under the radar a little bit with his left arm, isn't he? He's really, really solid. He's like our very own Chef Shedis, where if you have the time and you've not seen the match with Chef Shedis Sanders, get over it, check it out. Check out his body of work up to now against world-class competition. And what you will see is diversity of style. The guy will pull anywhere and everywhere. I mean, when you're training with him, does he work extensively in one style? Has he got a favorite style? It seems like he doesn't give a toss where it goes.
No, we pulled like I had last practice on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders came from his hometown, so he pulls everywhere. You know, he just hook inside out, like tries everything. You know, it's super versatile and super strong in every position. And he will go like, okay, you feel stronger here, I will try to stay with you there.
Yeah,
that's what he does.
He's brave, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's one of those dudes. He's one of the few guys that will actually back up what he says. He really doesn't. He'll do it all. He will say, okay. I mean, the match with Diesel Lee Weber was a perfect indication of what we're talking about. Just because of the fact that we've got, what would you say there was there? 2,000-3,000 people, maybe more. He's the guy that came in with the reputation. He's a WAF Vice World Champion, European Champion, a Nemiroff winner, got the name, got the reputation. He's pulling a guy out of his area who's got a reputation in the UK. You could say, oh, it's a real banana skin, this. It's not, there's no win there. And yet, even under those circumstances, with that massive crowd watching and all the pressure in the world, he was prepared to go anywhere you want and pull Lee where he wanted to pull. And when he lost in matches, he doesn't care. He just goes straight back in.
Yeah,
I love that about him.
Yeah,
he's very. He has that in common with John Brasink, in my opinion. John was always happy to pull someone where they were strong, test himself genuinely, and I love that. I think it's fantastic. Kirkevikland has come in with another super chat. Few potential matches. Victoria Carlson versus Lucia Debrarova. Great match. Lucia's underrated as hell. She's mega. Left arm. Ellen Janheim, looked great. Fia Rasic, that was a war they had recently. I have more, but there's a few that come to mind. Yeah, we've spoken about that last one. I know that's an excellent option. Do you have any good female pullers now since Jana Amazing Shingle has dropped off the circuit? I haven't seen her around much. Have you got a lot of sort of Latvian ladies over there coming up through the ranks?
Not much.
Not many.
We have few. We have one young girl named Santa. She was vice champion. She's mega. Left and gets in the wars. We had like Latvian highlights, and half of the pulling was just her. She just gets in.
Yeah, like the Frauder of Latvia in field.
Yeah, like it was like 11 athletes, and half of the highlights was just her pulling her matches.
Yeah, I love pullers like that. And what weight is she at, mate?
65.
Oh, she's right in the.
She was in Gladke's class. I don't know if they met, but Gladke was fourth and Santa was second with lefty. Yeah.
Very solid. Sounds like a great prospect there. Let's have a look. What else we got in here? So, Derek Smith. So Derek Smith called me the other day, and I'm not going to talk about the sort of ins and outs of what we talked about. But what I will say is this. One thing that I really love about Derek Smith is that Derek Smith is a very intelligent arm wrestler. He is one of those guys that whilst he's a giant and he's got a lot of physical advantages, he is really, really thoughtful in his arm wrestling. He's very, very interested in road mapping his arm wrestling. When he's going to pull someone, he's breaking them down. He's thinking about what he can do, where he can arm wrestle them, what he can do best, and really going into breaking down his opponent's strengths and weaknesses at a pretty high level. And he talked me through a couple of plans he had for a potential opponent. And when you listen to the lad, he articulated them very, very well. And they made all the sense in the world. That's exciting from a lad that big. It really is. Because he's very driven. I've not seen him pull inside as much as I'd like, but I know he's got a really solid top roll, as demonstrated by the Bresnan match. I know people were saying that Tim was under the weather for that match or whatever. I don't know whether I buy into that myself. I think Styles made matches, and on that day, it was Derek's day. But the lad seems to me to be very, very serious indeed, and I think he's on the upward trajectory. It's funny, isn't it? You wind the clock forward. You know, reality check. You know, the original match I had for him was Alex.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
How do you think that would go now? Would you see it as a match, or do you think it's one-sided?
I think Alex. What we didn't saw from Derek, like especially in the Tim Bresnan match, was explosiveness.
Yep, I agree.
You know, and Alex would just, even if they match strength-wise, if Alex comes too fast, he just goes to the side. So you need the extra explosiveness. You saw that match, even transitions were very, very slow. He was kind of because he was stronger, longer, he's like just moved over. You know, with Alex it would be fast hits or, you know, something like that. And I think that plays in very big in that level.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Derek often hasn't had the opportunity or the necessity to show that. And I think Tim's a difficult guy to do that with in some respects for him, because Tim's got that really awkward pronating off his lat, and he can tee you up. We saw it with Matt Mask. And when he puts the brakes on you there, he's very dangerous. I've seen a lot of guys hit on Tim and get ground out in that respect. I always remember, I can't remember where it took place, but I saw him pulling John. Oh, God, where was that? Can't remember. Oh, it's killing me, that. I'm getting old, mate. But he had a match with John where John had hit on him a little bit in the first round. And we know how good John's wrist and hand was. And he was obviously much younger than then. And just as he got sort of halfway through his top rolling arc, Tim hit that lat and pronation. And you saw John's hand just start to give. And I thought, whoa, guy's got some serious poke in that position. And I think a lot of guys, he's nailed with that, you know. So he's a difficult guy to hit on. I'd like to see Derek, if he was with somebody that would throw the shoulder at the match. Someone like Jerry, who'd just dive in at him, just to see how fast Derek can go. Can he accelerate quick? Can he blast into matches? I wonder. Not something I've seen from him, so I would love to see that and just see what he could do. Do you think he's the best of the up-and-coming prospects from North America? You know, you got some serious.
I think he's up there with Chance as well. I think, you know, even, they can be friends, but they should absolutely pull and figure this one out. And you know, Chance is looking impressive every time I see him. You know, super dedicated. I would say even more than Derek. But who knows that? I don't know that. But
what was Sanders' feedback on him?
He said strong. Let's the feedback was strong. Very hard to get inside, like we have seen and how we have predicted, even with like him matching up with Todd Hutchings. That was the thing. I said, I don't think he can win, but for sure he's gonna put Todd in a bad position because he's so big, uncomfortable, and very good at what he's doing. And it is, but you need to do it even better. And I think we just need to wait and Chance will start doing it even better. That's the classic progression because he's so young. And, he's put all the eggs in that basket and he just rides the train. But yeah, I think Chance, in my eyes, is the better prospect right now.
Yeah. How do you rate Corey West?
Oh, Corey West, of course. Yeah, I forgot about Corey West.
Do you think he beats Jack?
Yes, I think so. I think because of the mass, pure mass, how big he is, he will not give many routes for Chance. The hand will be bigger, thicker, will be way harder for him to get in positions than it was with Todd. And if they go on strap, I feel Corey can catch him like this and just finish the job a little bit easier. Styles make matches, and if Chance can crack that, I think Chance is up there with everyone in North America.
Who do you think is sort of the most obvious or logical career path for those guys as they go forward? Because I know in the past they've said they ain't going to put. Actually, to correct that, Corey West has never said that. I think Derek and Chance were of the opinion initially that they were the new guys, and certainly Chance was champion and they were the new guys. They didn't want to pull against other people. They didn't want to pull against. They wanted to pull against Todd, against Jerry, against those other people. They didn't want to pull each other. But if they did pull each other, let's say Chance and Derek, where would your money go? Between those two, and why?
I think that Chance is way more efficient in his move than Derek is. I think that Derek's frame makes him way more harder target because he's long, but I think Chance just does this. So the top roll is so efficient, so hard to do anything against him. The best solution is to try to top roll him. And Derek has that chance. So I really don't know. And that would be one match where it would be very hard for me to predict what I would love to see. And it's even hard for me to figure out who would come on top.
Well, they train together, haven't they, as well?
I think they're buddies, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're buddies. But
that training dynamic always for me is a bit weird because I think a lot of times you see that someone, if you get a couple of guys training together, one of those men will sometimes do better than the rest of the crop with that individual, just because of how their style works out. If they find a hole, you'll know what I mean with some of the Latvian lads. You might find somebody, let's say like Vlad, for example, you might have some dude that comes in training who doesn't do that well with other people, but gives him problems for no reason. You don't know why. And it's a weird dynamic. There's always that guy you train with who is just a problem for you. He just works you out. But if you went to a Worlds, he'd go out in round 2 and you'd win it. You know what I mean? It's just, he might be way below you in the ranks, but he's a bad dude for you in training because he's worked you out. He's got something that's problematic. And I've seen that happen so many times. And I wonder whether there's a little bit of that in Chance and Derek. And I don't know in whose favour. I'm not suggesting one beats the other. But I do wonder whether that's why they were like, but let's not arm wrestle each other. I don't know.
I understand the path they want to do. They want to clean out the big guys and then they meet on top, which is why not, but then have those matches. Just follow that game plan. Just take on the big guys, but like, they setting up like chance, and then they, all this, someone, Corey wants to pull someone doesn't want to pull Corey, I don't know, they should just pull. You should just pull as much as you can, whoever you can, and figure out how strong you are. If that's what you're after, if you're after that number one spot eventually, you just need to keep on pulling. And
we've got a couple of common opponents now. Obviously, we've seen them both go against Todzilla. Who do you think did better? I mean, if you're talking about on result, then obviously Corey did because he got the first pin. But it's also fair to say that Chance gave Todd more trouble.
He gave, yeah, but the again, huge difference. One of them went straight into his strength.
Right.
Another one went away from his strength. So they don't apply when they meet with each other. Who would be better on applying their style to the other one? So as much as that match kind of gave everyone's like, whoa, Chance looks better. I'm like, yeah, but Corey didn't try to do that, and Corey doesn't really do that, but Corey stopped Todzilla inside. Who can do that?
Yeah.
So, even I remember when we were talking with you, and you said like you love if Saunders and Todd would pull, and I thought like, I think Todd would kill him. And now I'm looking like, I think Saunders would have same chances, maybe even better than Chance, because Saunders is just as efficient.
That fast press is a weapon as well.
Yeah.
Because there is, Todd said himself, there is a lane there for the fast presser. There is a lane there for the dude that goes flying in and just, we've seen that as an acid weakness. So
I think Saunders versus Todd, Saunders would have great chances if he like winning fast. In a long match, no chance.
It's funny, isn't it? In a long match, the match stops. Not many people have a good chance.
No. That's the difference. That's the difference.
I mean, even with the matches that he has, let's say, for example, you pluck one out of the sky from the not too distant past, someone like let's have a Babayev, who blasted him. When they pulled in the PAL in the Vendetta match, and he tore through Todd, just cracked his ass. I still would have liked to see it stop. If that match stops, I'd go Todd. I really would. I just think it. I think Babayev pulled a perfect style against him. Just put him to bed. Yeah. I think Evgeny Prudnik would probably be able to do the same thing, just because of the fact that Evgeny's been there before and he knows that works.
But I think Evgeny would have gone on that long match, either here or here. I think Evgeny would have done. He has that, he's one of those guys that would go in that water. I believe it. I think Evgeny
put himself. Do you think he could do anything with Todd in a hook? Because he's strong as friggin' in there.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He might be even one, because I think Evgeny hasn't got any worse. I think he just got better. He was thrown into PL, and coming from 90-kilo guy, he went to 100 and whatever. Your body's not used to you being that big. He has lived a little bit there, and he was huge when we were in East versus West. And
he's a. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, he's one of the very best in the world, pound for pound. I really believe that. I think that if he comes ready, he is a handful for anyone.
Technically, strength-wise, speed-wise, endurance-wise, you look at the guys like a full package. He
really is.
The wins that he has gotten, like that when he beat Rustam, no one has done it in a class for how long, and then he beats Rustam, in a death war.
Yeah, well, I want to see him pull. I've told you before. For me, I want to see him pull Brzezinski. When John's absolutely ready and firing on all cylinders, that's a match I love. I think it's fabulous, that match. Yeah, I really is. Let's just have a look if we got any super chats that I missed, because I haven't been keeping my eye on them. Oh, here's a good one. Daniel Lund Christiansen. Love this dude. We're talking about the Danes earlier on. This is a guy I'd love to have over. Really, really rocks, particularly left hand. Bad dude. But time to start some heat. I think it's time for, here we go. I think it's time for Sandra Sedis to face a Dane on the left arm. And I might be that Dane. Great show. How would you see that? Do you know Daniel?
I know Daniel. Yeah.
Do you think he's got any chance with the chef?
He's big. He's way bigger than Sanders. That should give him more chances. If he would be in the same weight class, I would say no chance.
Very, very fast, dangerous hitter. One of those guys that anybody that's got that real venom in the hit, the Vlads, they're beasts, mate. You're going to see it in action, and with Corey Miller, who was a guy that was known for speed. I wonder whether Corey Miller is still the Flash, or whether he's slowed down a great deal, because I don't think Giannis Amelins is slow.
No.
And over the first inch, he's really quick.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting matchup. I want to come to that in a minute, because you see the progression and the development of guys, and you see also them slow down. I mean, John Brazink's a great example of that. Used to hit super quick, doesn't really hit that quickly now. It's funny, I had Evan Burgoyne on a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about Alan Ford, the hitman, who's live at the moment, guys. If you're not happy with what we're doing, get over to Alan. He'll be on there. Who is Alan? Is?
Yeah.
Is
so
he?
in the chat, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, like few comments up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hi guys. Alan, just talking about your son. But Evan was saying that Alan has slowed down a great deal, and he's now more of a power puller than a hitter. I wonder whether that's the same with Corey Miller. I wonder. Be interesting. Are you still supremely confident on that one?
Of course. Yeah.
What's the score going to be, mate?
Score?
Yeah.
Giannis gives no chances to anyone.
You know he's going to close his out. Well, don't I just? My God, don't I just? So Dizzy Busy 88. Here we go. This is one for you, Ray. You love all these. Is King of the Table number 4 with Devon and Larratt going to be the same original King of the Table rules used for 1 and the same or very similar to number 2? I haven't a clue. As far as I am aware, it will be the same.
I think they will use the same rules as the King of Table 2. Whatever they rate, like everyone's talking about this, whatever was written down in a contract, that is the thing they should be doing. I talked with Devon yesterday. We did an interview. It's up on my channel now. And we even talked. I said, the auto strap, I think it favors Levon more than it favors you, because last time, doing this with Devon Larratt, so, but, and if that goes, I think it's, why not? But
it's high stakes for Devon, isn't it? It's either, because if you can't stop him, then what?
Exactly.
Then it comes down to what can you do in the setup to put fatigue into the man?
Yeah.
And how smart is LeVon? Will he be drawn? If LeVon won't be drawn, high stakes poker right there, But it is a good option for.
I think it's going to come down again to the referee. And what I mean by that, in the referee, we look at Devon versus Tsiplenko match. If Devon was trying everything, he was hitting before goals and doing all the stuff. Referee was right there to stop him. Referee was there to punish him. So he would, like I said, like willing to risk, willing to lose. Same thing goes there. Now, if the ref doesn't stop him, the one that suffers is Levon.
Yeah.
So we will see. It's an interesting match.
Have you spoken to Levon at all?
No, not now.
No, neither have I. I need to catch up with him. I've sent him a message and just see where he's at with that. I would imagine he's still relatively confident inside himself. He seems like he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that rattles easy. So it'll be interesting to see where he's at with that. And to be fair, Devon hasn't really ramped up the gas like we've seen him in the past with the mind games thing. He hasn't done that. He's not really gone for it yet. I'm assuming that when it is,
he kind of went with all this situation, but then he's like, I just should stop, This is, people put a giant pussy video.
Oh, it went off, mate. The day after that, I got so much messages, people saying, "Oh, what do you think about this?" People were incensed by it. You know, you had the hardcore Devon fans that were backing it 110%. With Devon, obviously, you can never make too many assessments on how much of that is just to create bite for the match, you know, and wash over people, and how much he's really genuinely pissed off or upset by it. I really don't know. But he's a smart operator. There's no doubt about that. And Levan Saganashvili is going to take some beating. So I think Devon's very aware of that, and I think he'll employ any and every tactic to potentially mentally unsettle him going into the match. So as the thing draws closer, expect the temperature to rise, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure it will, without a shadow of a doubt. So let's have a look what we got in the chat here. I wanted to, in a nice way, bring up your match that's coming with Artem as well, because if you go on Wednesday this week.
Thursday. We're
Thursday
this morning, and then we arrive Thursday evening in Phoenix.
It's a good old flight, mate. And you pull Saturday, yeah?
Yes.
Oh. How long have you been rough?
For a week.
Oh.
But I was like, I did at least 3 pulling sessions in this time, and I did 4 training sessions. When I get back from Dubai, like the next day, I got really sick. Then I was fine, and then I was still training, and like the whole week I was training, and then it just got worse. I stopped, got better, worse. And I woke up this morning like, you know, I sound pretty good, but I hate it.
Yeah, as long as it's not made. If you're not a lot weaker, if you don't feel weaker.
No, I feel excellent, and I just need rest because I've been training hard. Like I did practice on Friday. And then I did practice on Saturday with stronger guys for fun. I feel excellent. So
you feel like your level's right there where it needs to be.
I think it's way up there since Hardanger.
And in terms of duration and so on, what's the sort of format you guys are pulling under? Is it 6 rounds, 5 rounds?
I think it's best of 5, but I was like,
I love that you don't, in the current climate, and you don't know that. Yeah. Don't get Devon here.
I sent a message like, what kind of rules we're going to use? And Tim said like, we should do a meeting on Friday and talk about it with athletes. I'm like, okay. He's like, I like running fouls and WL starts. I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm really cool with everything there. You know, I'm fine. It's not such a high pressure match where I feel like, you know, the setup will F me off. You know, it can F him up, but I think it's I have pulled under every style, and this doesn't make a difference.
How much studying have you done on him, mate? How much do you know about Artem's style, and how much do you feel it's one that suits you? Or do you feel it's difficult for you?
With lefty, we pull very quite similar, to be honest. I feel like my inside top end power is way more than his inside top end power with right arm. With left, we both kind of can end up losing our wrists, but I feel my left finally, like on Saturday, I could press first time in I don't know, in a year. Like really press without pain. I did some pressing in Iron House, but that was different. That was different circumstances. That was just like, you know, well, what else?
Let's go. Yeah.
I feel good. I should win this. I feel like I should win this. I trained so hard, and now it's just mentally, you know, where I'm at. No pain, nothing. I just feel terrible.
Yeah.
If I feel good.
Yeah, if you can get yourself back, if you have a decent flight over there and you don't have like the worst travel in the world, which always screws people up,
yeah,
you feel like you should land in pretty good nick, and you have a good chance.
Yeah, if he wants, we can pull every match in the strap, because I feel like he will be running away from this hand. I feel like
Larratt here is going. We're talking about auto strap, and suddenly if he wants.
Yeah, if he wants, but if he doesn't want, I guarantee it will be like this.
Will you be looking for strap anyway?
No.
Would you want the strap?
No, I don't. I like absolutely feel no difference right now. My hand has gone so much better. I think like when I was facing Craig, I thought that I will be the one trying to run away. I was 100% sure about that. Turns out Craig was like, no.
I liked the strap for you in that match. Before if you remember, before the match came about, I said if you can get to the strap, and I figured you would, because I figured he might be able to take your wrist and hand. Ironically, a couple of times in that match, you ended up taking his wrist off the start. But I thought the strap might favour you, but just allow you to connect easier. Just allow you to sort of run headlong. But that was a great match. It's absolutely fun. We got to do that again at some point. I mean, that's got to happen, because it's absolute cracking match.
We're talking with Artem, I think on like last week sometime, and he's like, I saw you pull Craig Sanders. I'm like, yes. He's like, how did that go? I'm like, I won. And his whole face changes. He's like, oh no. He's like, I thought you lost. He's like, oh no. He's like, my only encounter with Craig Sanders was we're setting up. I'm looking at referee. Ref says go. My arm goes there. He's like,
Craig is one of the guys that when I was. Remember when we were speaking before on, you said, "Oh, you're setting me up with Craig. I think we're pulling Craig." I said, "No, actually, funnily enough, Craig hadn't been as focused for the last 2 years and has slowed down. You know, that's just it. It's just an age thing in some respects. You know, the guy used to be blistering speed. He's still quick, but he's not. You know, he's probably gone the same path as Evan was saying Alan is. He's had to refine his style a little bit. You do slow down a little bit. You do have to make some changes. But I suppose it's more noticeable when the guy has really etched his reputation based upon that. Vlad's probably going to be the same. It's not that Vlad's not strong. He's strongest. You know what I mean? Everybody, you only have to feel when Brad locks it in, he can hang with a lot of the very best in the world. He's rock strong. But when you think of Vlad the Destroyer, you think about venom. Yeah, that's the first thing. Do you know Ciprianov? He's another one.
Same thing. Yeah.
Strong as hell. If you want to wind in there slow and sit, he's strong as hell. But when you think about Ciprianov, you think about that blistering space, frightening pace, and there's something special about a lad like that that's got that natural fast twitch. Marcus Thompson's come in with a super chat. But Neil was asking Fox, is there live arm wars coming to a public stage? I think the 23rd of September was mentioned. Is this the case, and what's the venue? Would love to see a show live. Funnily enough, mate, we will not be doing the Arnold Classic, it would appear, this year. Various reasons. Some of the issues that we had last year are the main ones there. We are considering another live show. And I've got a couple of plans that I can't talk about them yet, but a couple of plans on that. It'd be very interesting. Our memberships for Arm Wars are going to come out very soon. And one of the opportunities may be that our members are in the room or have first refusal on tickets, and we'd have a limited number of tickets for that. So I can't speak about it now, but keep your eyes peeled. Memberships to the Arm Wars channel will be coming out soon, very soon. We're going to have 5 levels of membership there, so be ready for that. They're going to drop very soon. Some great stuff going to be involved in there. I don't want to steal a thunder because we're doing something to put that out there. But I would think that in answer to the question, yes, we will have some live stuff. We're probably going to weight it towards smaller, more controlled audiences, if I'm honest at this point in time. Because Ray lived it firsthand at Reality Check. It's very, very difficult and very, very hard to manage 1,000-strong crowds when you're trying to do what we are trying to do. That's the reality of it. So we're unlikely to be back at Arnold Classic this year. We will probably have a show very close to the Arnold Classic in terms of timing. We definitely want to do another Iron House. I mean, what's the best way of saying this? Iron House was genuinely weird. It was unique. I was worried before we went in Iron House that it wouldn't be as good, that people wouldn't arm wrestle as well. They wouldn't arm wrestle the same, wouldn't arm wrestle the same ferocity. They wouldn't, you'd lose something. I couldn't have been more wrong. I mean, it was an experiment that went wonderfully right. I think anybody that was in the Iron House, when we were coming out of it, were you shocked by that, mate? Was it what you expected? I mean, what did you think?
I didn't know what to think, but as the weekend unfolded itself, it was for sure, it was the best time. Just watching arm wrestling, just being part of arm wrestling, and myself pulling. I never had more fun in arm wrestling. Just the whole atmosphere. Everyone's together. We're eating, and then they say like, we go in 20 minutes, and then everything changes.
Yeah, whole atmosphere
in the room changes. Everyone. You're just like, you look at someone, you're like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Fuck you."
It was weird, wasn't it? It was good though.
And as soon as it's over, everyone's like, "Dude, that was great."
Strange thing. Strange.
I don't know how much you can hear from the crowd, but crowd was divided for the loser all the time. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who was winning. Everyone was rooting for the loser.
There was some, but I mean, you'll capture. I can't. We can't.
We can't.
Yeah. But there were some things that went down in the crowd that were just like, no way.
And the crowd is only arm wrestlers. It's only someone, and the funniest thing was, I was giving advice to one corner, and the guy starts winning. We go to another corner, just to make it more interesting.
It's unbelievable. I mean, one of the things, in answer to the question, Marcus, one of the other things that I'm thinking of, and we'll discuss this. One of the membership options, one of our elite membership options, is going to be, we're going to have influencers on the channel as well, guys that can come on. So we're going to give our elite members the opportunity to come on and speak once a month with James and myself on things like this. Maybe there's an opportunity to do something where there is an Iron House with a couple of lives in there anyway. So we'd have.
I think, Neil, I think you should look into, the format right now. I think when it comes out and people are genuinely excited and they don't know what to expect, is one of the best things, and if not the best thing we have ever done in arm wrestling. But, to play, to big opportunities, you cannot maybe miss the big opportunities. So maybe do something like Arm Wrestling Live or Arm Wars Live, and think about the concept, how we can do it. Maybe it's just matches, and after the matches we do live interviews with the athletes or something like that, where it kind of ties in, but it's different format. But people are still like genuinely maybe it picks shows the way for someone to get into Iron House or something like that. Maybe it can be the whole completely different concept. Because Arnold,
Chip Stadiums is coming. He's put one of those big crowd moments happens in this week's match. Yeah, it does. Like, we can't talk about which one. But
is it Jordan's match? Yeah,
Jordan and Bogdan. We're not going to say any more, but
that was awesome match.
Yeah, we'll leave it. But I can't even.
Yeah. But because, like, man, I'm still angry at you because I had to pull after the crowd left. I didn't get the chance to feed off the whole crowd. It was just the arm wrestlers there, and it was still great. But we cannot miss those opportunities. I think it's.
Well, that was just the reality check thing was.
Yeah,
I've never experienced anything like. I mean, the fact that we had in contract in the written contract that we wouldn't have any commercial music, and then we were. You heard it, so just shut us down. I was one warning away from having my channel shut down from copyright strikes. I mean, it was just taking a piss. We did 2 live feeds in the morning session.
Yeah,
and it's lucky as hell that I went back on and I was checking my channel, and it just kept copyright strike, copyright strike, copyright. And then the last one said, "Final warning, copyright strike. If you do not cease, your channel will be struck." And I thought, oh. And I literally looked at that and I was like, okay, guys, we got it. That's it. No more lives. But I was gutted.
Because it was Barbie Girl playing, across
just, mate. Oh, my God. So many things went tits. So the guys had to come back, pull literally after hours off the scale. None of that at Arm Wars Iron House. None of that rubbish. And it gives you more opportunity to do things. And the funny thing was at Iron House, I don't know whether you felt the same, whether it was just me because I was so deeply embedded in the organization of things, but it seemed like there was never any time. I mean, only on that last day, the last afternoon when I did the interview with you, when I was knackered, only on that very last day was there any sort of breathing room. Prior to that, it was like 9 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning to friggin' 9 at night. Just rock solid. No breaths.
It was still hard for me to figure out how James was still alive.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. I mean, he locked himself in that.
He's the Catwoman. He's the Catwoman, so
he's unbelievable. And James is very excited about some of the stuff that he got in there as well. He thinks there's some really good character insight. So I'm looking forward very much to seeing what comes, because I ain't seen it. I haven't seen any of that yet. So I will be genuinely interested to see.
How many episodes are we looking at? Do you know that?
Lionhouse?
Yeah.
18, 20. Jamie J. Wank will probably tell us in a minute. He'll probably come in and say there are precisely 20. But it's, we don't want to be, there was very, very few matches which weren't bangers. We don't want to be showing matches the couple of matches we'll show. Again, our members for the channel will have the opportunity to see everything that we do. Some of the matches, the very few that weren't crackers, we won't show, or we won't release, certainly early doors. And the likelihood is that we'll have done another show by the time they're due to come out anyway. So if it was rock strong, we'd probably go into the next Iron House. And we want to do, I mean, this place I saw the other day, it was a castle. I kid you not, a castle, right? And it looked amazing. Place had its own private swimming pool, so I'd have to be careful I didn't get harpooned over the weekend. But joking aside, place looked amazing. And that kind of spot, and it was bigger. It held something like 32 guys. Now, there is no way that we could possibly have that many guys because it's too many and we wouldn't get it done, But the actual venue looked amazing. So I'm kind of keen on doing another Iron House. I would like to do it with a couple of big names in there as well, just to spice it up. And a couple of crossover opportunities, one of which we're already talking about now, which is Lawrence Charley from obviously of World's Strongest Man fame, former Europe's Strongest Man, and Rob Brampton. And one idea I have there is putting them against arm wrestlers, a team of 2 arm wrestlers, probably lighter weight guys, against Rob Brampton and Loz, with the option that should the strongmen win, they may face each other in the final. Could be interesting. That could be interesting. But both the strongman lads are up for that. Loz is up for it. Rob's up for it. Great to have guys that are coming from strongman into arm wrestling and are so keen, with no airs and graces. They just want to get in there and give it a pop. Yeah. And hopefully our arm wrestling community welcomes them with open arms. They're really, really keen to do it. That could be quite an exciting concept as well. I'd like to think that we could get a couple of big name pullers in there as well, just to spice it up a little bit, We shall see. So Stephen Francis just come in with a super chat. How fast are the matches going to be released? Can't wait till the 22nd. They are going to be released on the first one's on the 22nd, and then every Friday there will be a new film. Every single Friday, new film. You guys probably don't appreciate the amount, as Devon Larratt is about to join us, ladies and gents. You guys probably don't appreciate the sheer amount of editing that goes into those mother fluffers.
Who is that?
No, son, he's nicked your hoodie again, Devon.
No, Devon nicked
Anakin's on it.
Oh, I'm in camo today. I just
yes.
Did you guys just start, or am I at the end?
No, we're a good hour and a half in, dude. But how's life in the fast lane?
It's not too fast right now. I'm just yeah.
Oh, you're taking it. You're taking it back to nature with no shoes on.
Nothing going on. We got done everything. We had our Easter celebration. Johnny and his family were up, and everybody's in insulin coma. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go for a walk. And I checked my email, and I was like, oh, there's the fix going on right now.
Let's go.
Pop over and say hi.
Yeah, good to have you, mate. Good to have you. I mean, you guys do it quite big, do you, Easter over there in Canada?
Yeah, Easter's a big deal over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lost a bit of momentum in the UK. We're not massive on Easter, I don't think.
Oh no?
No,
yeah,
not
Easter's one of our big ones.
You know, but Latvia, they don't know it exists.
No,
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 you don't know about Easter?
no.
Oh yeah, yeah. We basically just throw chocolate all over the place when we go and find it. Yeah, everybody eats chocolate. Yeah.
So have you been training just as hard over the Easter period, mate? Still giving it death?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
listening to Evan's show the other night, and he was saying that you've never felt stronger, both arms.
That's the crazy thing is my left is awesome, and I don't do anything, like nothing. But it's just getting dragged along somehow in this process. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, really.
The photo you posted, like the clear difference on the.
It's right.
It is.
Yeah.
That's 2.5 years now.
Mm.
So it's starting, and I'll tell you, hard to say. Right after I pulled John, so that's 2 years into the experiment. So just recently, actually, just like around Christmas, that's when I was like, okay, big difference. Took 2 years before it's like, now it's just blowing up. Like, yeah, everything's changed. I feel like my whole circulation has changed after 2 years of doing this experiment.
It's quite a weird thing, isn't it? The way of the giant pumpkin effect.
It really is. But you can change your body. Like you can, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's not like, oh, I'm going to train my right arm for a couple months. Yeah, you get a bit of difference, a bit. Even a year, you'll get a bit of difference. But after like 2.5 years, your body's like, okay.
Yeah. But in that period of time, you've been arm wrestling your ass off left-handed, haven't you? Just pure arm wrestling.
No, but I mean, no more than I normally do. Like I arm wrestle a lot, right and left. But I do so much homework, right? Like I'm like training all the time with my right. And used to be
one
just
guy
more.
I wanted to ask you about, who I'm sure you've been training with. What's going on with BLM?
Yeah, he's good. BLM's really good.
How big is he, Devon?
Well, I haven't seen him in probably about a month, but I mean, he's not huge. I mean, I put him probably, and I might screw it up. I'd say it's 225.
Yeah.
225 maybe. But the thing that makes him special, he's a really good arm wrestler.
Yeah,
like
really.
he's really good, like super crafty. Like you will not trick him, and he will fuck you over. Like he's really good. He's really good. The only thing he lacks, and he's getting better and better at this all the time, is top end. That's it. But he's still a baby. He's still super young.
How old is he?
I don't even think he's 25.
Holy shit!
He's young.
Right? Okay, he's very young. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the other day, I was listening in again off Evan's show, and he was saying that Alan, my old mate Alan Ford, is back in the mix, and Alan he was saying is rock strong right now. He said he's really, really good, better than he's ever been. Now, just so I get a bead on BLM. How would Alan do now with BLM? Is that a close match? Is it an easy match? Because Alan won't be as big, will he? Won't be 220, will he, Alan?
I think BLM kills him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
BLM
So in the province, BLM is up there. Like in the province.
What about someone like Carnegie then? BLM again?
Depends on where Ian's at. Like if Ian's got his shit together, which Ian right now is training pretty hard. Ian's pretty motivated and strong right now, I think. That's the thing is with BLM, the tide will always turn towards him. You know, like it will slowly go his way because he's so efficient and he's so smart. Ian is a lot to handle when he's really healthy and motivated, but you know what, if I had to bet 6 rounds, I mean, oof. Look at in Ontario, there's Rick Heidelbrecht,
who's a giant.
And he's been arm wrestling for a long time. There's Pork Chop. There's BLM. There's Evan. There's Carnegie. When Mike Gould is healthy, Mike's in there, and Mike's
pulling well, is he? Brilliant.
Yeah, like over the past, I'd say over
Brilliant.
the past 6 months, I have felt Mike stronger than he's been in like the last probably 7 or 8 years.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, Mike had some pretty bad injuries the last, half decade or whatever that set him back. And I'll tell you, he's been really strong lately.
Yeah, that's good. So, but Curtis Cameron's more, he's all hook, isn't he?
No, he's not all hook. He's new. Like Porky's only been pulling like, I always get it wrong because I see him all the time, so I think it's more, but I think he's only been pulling like 4 years. Exceptionally strong guy. Exceptionally.
Like if you, let's say in a hook, him and Lachlan are there.
Yeah, great match.
That's a close run. That's a close run thing.
I think it's a great match. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, really good. Porky he is no slouch, man. I train with him all the time. Like he's probably one of the main guys I train with. Like, I mean, he lives just like 25 minutes from my house. We meet and train like all the time. He's diesel, and he is going to be like, he's a funny guy. He makes me laugh so much, but he is going to be a King's mover. He's gonna be, and he's gonna be probably a lot sooner than even he thinks he's gonna be, because I give it to him all the time, right? And that's what happens. Like when you train with somebody, eventually you just figure it out, right? And he can, in my opinion, because I pull him so much, that's his best move. He just, I mean, he's just known for a hook and everything, but I'm telling you, he's going to have a King's move and it's going to happen quick. And once he starts sticking that King's move against people, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Churning them out. So here's one for you that came up. We were on the fix last week and the rumor comes in. I get a message about Alan Ford pulling Ryan Blue Bowen in Australia. How's that match go, Devon? I'm going to put Block on the block now for a few matches. We got Rolly Ray pulling Artem Tarasenko on Saturday. So I want your thoughts on that. I want your thoughts on Corey Miller, Yanis Amelins. And we're going to start with Alan Ford, Ryan Bowen.
I think that the advantage has to go to Ryan. It has to. I love Alan, obviously. He's just down the road from me. It's been a while. Even though the guy has 30 years of arm wrestling under his belt, like I really want him to, like, there's a lot of good guys right here in the province. Arm wrestling is strong in Ontario. We got psychos in every single town, like people that, internationally people don't know about.
Yeah. But
the scene is good here. And if you
like Latvia.
Yeah. Like a lot of places that love arm wrestling, that have a good home, And I mean, I feel like right now, I'm not sure if I can say that Alan's the best at his weight in Ontario. I'm not sure if I can. There are some bad dudes here. Bad dudes. And I want to see Alan just, if he can show me that he is the best in Ontario, then I will totally have his back in any endeavor. But I think he's trying to jump internationally, which is cool, and I'll support him if he gets it. But I'd like to see him clean up his backyard here first because he hasn't competed in a while. It's been some time, and it's deep. The grass has grown,
Yeah, big time worldwide. It really is. I mean, we were talking tonight about guys that are
not the same
newcomers. Yeah,
unless you're John Brzezinski, you can't just jump back in.
No, it takes some doing. There's no doubt about it. The level's up there. Young, hungry, committed individuals. We talked about Kristaps Plumanis, who's a perfect example from Latvia at the moment, one of Ray's lads, who's an absolute weirdo. He's 18, right. Devon.
Yeah.
What I mean?
We got a guy.
18.
We got a guy here in Toronto. He's sick. He's 17. He's a young Georgian kid.
I know him, yeah.
and he just beat our best guy in Canada at 17. He just beat him.
Who that? What's his name?
I'll send you his Instagram after.
Yeah, send me something.
His last name's a bit strange. I see him all the time. I'll
Send me
send
something
you
over.
his
I'm
info.
interested. Yeah.
I think he's probably going to be the national champ for the next 15, 20 years.
What weight?
He cut down to 176 to pull, I think.
Oh, okay.
He just won the PAL event, I think, that was just on like last weekend,
Okay.
or 2 weekends ago or something. But he's incredible. He's incredible. He's super lean. Like he's a genetic freak. Okay, like he's just sinew at 17. Like he's just all sinew, and yeah, he's probably like 185 or maybe 190, like dry, and then he cut to 176, and he beat the guy who's won the nationals like forever.
Who was
17.
that? It wasn't Anthony, was it?
No, he beat a guy called Brad Wade.
Okay, Brad. Yeah, Brad Wade.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he beat Brad. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of tough guys around. Yeah, everything's coming up.
So let's go, mate. Let's go. Ray Lipinge.
Yeah.
Big match coming this Saturday against your man from the bottom 8.
Yeah. Ray and I actually talked about this already. I was on Ray with Ray yesterday, I think.
What you got? Who you got?
He said Artem, hands down.
No!
He said,
I don't know. Listen, and ever since we had the conversation, I'm all over the place on it. I'll tell you, Artem's a bad dude now. He is bad news, man. He really is.
He's on an enormous amount, and he's pushing very hard.
He is, and
he's the same weight. He's 197.
I don't think he's preparing the same way.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think he's very serious. He's very serious.
Yes.
And hey, that's no joke. I mean, I think he's going to be difficult. I think he's going to be very difficult. I think you're going to get in that strap with him.
We're biased as balls on this show. I'm going Ray.
Yeah, well,
I'll be at home going.
I mean, look, I really don't know. It could be Ray. Like, it really could be. Ray might kill him. I think that the longer
battle, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I think there's a very high chance it will be a battle.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's going to go in the strap. I don't know. It's probably the match that I'm the most excited about because I really cannot pick. I just know, the thing I know is I know how good Ray is. Ray, you're awesome. And I know that there's a lot of versatility in Ray, but I also know I can say a lot of the same things about Artem, and I think he's leveled up.
I don't see either one, unless Artem's leveled up to a point where, he's really leveled up, like, whoa. I don't see either one beating the other quick. I can't.
No, I don't see that either. I see it being a good match.
I'm hoping it turns into a typical Rolly Ray match.
I'm hoping. Well, I think it will.
And he wins a lot of those. So you never know. You never know. He loses some too, but he wins a lot of those. So it'll be interesting. Now, here's one for you. Giannis, the Jedi Ambulance. And a very underrated arm wrestler in Corey Miller.
Yeah.
I
have to go with Giannis. I just think he's too good. I think he's way too good. Yeah. He's just too good. He's too good everywhere. He's got too many options. He's too smart.
It's fine margins of error with Giannis, isn't it? There's very few gaps.
I think Giannis is really, really difficult to beat. I think he's got too much ability to adjust. He's too smooth. He's too strong. He's too everything. He's very complete champion. I look at Corey Miller's the guy who never showed up at the WAL, I think, when he should have.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that he was really missed at those events because, I think he probably definitely would have been a contender.
Well, he's had those moments, hasn't he, Corey, where he's shown up and pulled like 5 classes and been incredibly impressive.
Super
then
impressive.
Yeah, so he's had his
Super
moments
impressive.
in the game.
But the
No
thing
doubt.
is Giannis is super impressive and proven over and over and over and over. Like, it's like,
Is this guy coming in now? Who's this?
this guy.
Who's this
This
guy?
guy.
What's going on? I think it's your best mate, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was
He loves me. He loves me.
Easter time. Come on, Engin, son. Get connected. So, yeah, I think Corey Miller is one of those blokes that, hey, what are you doing up? You're supposed to be asleep, aren't you? Just because you can't eat.
What
That's
is it, like?
month of Ramadan. So
It's got to be like 4 o'clock in the morning right now.
It's the only time that you can eat at the moment in Ramadan, though, isn't it?
it's till 5
Hey,
a.m.
is there anything against? Are you allowed to just sleep all day long?
You guys
What's
went to
that?
work drink
No.
back in one moment.
Can you just sleep all day long and then just wake up and eat?
I
At night?
mean, you better not. You better feel every moment. It's
Is that what you're supposed to do? You can't just sleep all day and then just wake up at night and have like a regular day, but it's nighttime?
I don't know. I don't do that, but I don't know if anybody is doing. But people are working, like regularly, usually.
So you gonna do it, Engin, or what? You gonna do it?
Do what?
You gonna win? You gonna beat him? You gonna
Beat
train
who?
up? Do it?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
you are a terrible person.
He's got
Okay.
he's got his ear to the ground, Engin.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Terrible person.
okay. We'll just
Yeah.
The guy.
edit that out. How's the
Yeah.
weather
Oh,
over
yeah.
there?
How about you?
Listen, Engin, you can do exclusives on this show. If you want to launch it now, you want to throw anything out there, anything you want to tell us?
No, if I do that, then thousands of trolls are coming after me. So it's good. As long as he doesn't mess with me, I will not mess with him.
Mate, big card. You've got
Last time, we argue, and then Ray posted I versus Devon. Raymond versus Devon. I was like, what the hell does it have to do with you? While we did all the argument with Devon.
He attacked me. I was on, and I did not expect.
Yeah, he attacked you, and then you said like one or two words,
Yeah.
Yes, and then everyone went to my comments and posted Anakin in the comments. Under
Yeah.
That's got to be your new name. That's got to be it.
Yeah, it's one of them you don't want to stick in it, and then you never know.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are good ones to stick. That's a good one.
It's it could happen. You never know. But we can't lose Rolly. Rolly's the one. Hey, Engin, while you're on, mate, while we've got you and you're still awake, what do you think about Corey Miller and Giannis? Good match, easy match.
I mean, both Giannis and Corey are very, very fast guys, very quick guys, but different ways. While Corey is going to do a pin pad with an totally pronated forearm pressure, and Giannis is usually either this move or this move. He is using his wrist so quick, while Corey is mostly pressing with the thumb side pressure. And Giannis is so quick with his reaction. Both guys are quick, but Corey looks quicker because he is directly moving to the side way, while Giannis most of the times positioning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I am kind of thinking that if Giannis is not faster and then do a wrist movement before Corey reacts, then he can control. But I don't think Corey will be slow, so Corey will hit. And I don't think Giannis will have wrist control. But I am thinking that the match may end up somewhere very near to where John stopped Corey with his pronator. And from there, if he stops the match, once the match stops, I kind of like the chances of Giannis better, he who has better control, while Corey most of the times depending on his just the flash move,
Yeah.
And but it depends where the match stops, what position it stops. But for me, it's like one of the most interesting matches in the world right now.
Yeah, the only thing that those intangibles, like the fact that they're traveling out quite late. I mean, Ray was saying they only go on Thursday, they pull Saturday, and it's a hell of a journey. That kind of stuff, that kind of stuff can be problematic. You know, we'll see. For Corey's not having to travel for. You know, he's traveling. What?
I have news. I may go to Georgia soon.
Oh,
what are you gonna do in Georgia?
It's none of your business.
It's none of my business. You know what? I hope you teach him some of your terrible arm wrestling techniques so you make him even worse than he already is.
I don't know. I remember someone who was not thinking that way in the past.
That's the past.
I'm
on a whole different level now, Engin.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I mean, you are still, you know.
I don't know.
You do what you do very well, you know, this one, you know, but that's all.
I don't know. Engin, listen.
Here we go.
You're going to talk to him and it's going to be like you're talking to a tree, okay? The tree's not going to learn anything, okay? It just can't absorb. Best thing you can do is just water the tree, bring the tree some food, okay? Fertilize the tree, water the tree. Don't try and teach the tree anything. It's just a tree.
Devon, there are 5 guys from East versus West from Georgia. So the reason
I don't like any of them. None of them.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just trying to explain to you the reason of my travel. So
I don't like them even more now. Now that you're going there, I don't like them even more. They're way down on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
so I go there just to like maybe. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go 100%, but I will plan to like film their training and then interview and just to hype the East versus West event, you know. But of course, I will have probably some time to chat with Levan, and I will of course ask him how he is doing and how the life is going, and that's all.
Nothing more.
Make sure you warn him about my hook.
Yeah.
What's that?
Make sure you warn him about my hook.
Yeah. I will.
Tell him to be careful about my speed.
Yes.
All about the speed.
Remember today? I mean, I saw something you were talking with Ray. Yeah, you were saying that your military training, you know, made you like the endurance guy. But Matt Mask said that he talked with some of your army friends, and that they were saying that you all were doing the same training while they were exhausted, and you were still like, you know, more. So if that is the training that made you like that, I mean, it would make them the same as well. So if you were different, I think that there is something different with you, that not only because of that type of training, maybe it helped you to reach your potential limits.
Yeah, but there's activities in the military that I wouldn't have done if I wasn't an Army guy. Like I would never have done the Ironman. I would never have done like long range patrolling. Like I would never have, like everything you do in the military in terms of like job performance, it's all endurance, all of it. Like
Devon, when you were doing the Ironman and stuff, was that when you were 220?
I was never really 220. I would cut to 220. So even when I was light, I was probably 235.
Holy shit. So you were best in the Ironman stuff, you were 235?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Evan,
and
how you doing, dude?
Up, guys.
Sorry.
Mr. Burgoyne's just joined.
Oh, Evan's in the house.
He's in the house, in the motherfucking house. He's got
Hey,
busy in the
hey,
last
Evan.
20 minutes.
What's happening?
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Oh, he's
I
just
don't know if that's
signal.
mine or his cutting out like that.
I think it's his. Yeah, he's been on a walkabout.
Oh, he's just connecting to his own Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. He's transitioning.
Yeah.
So him and Engin were just starting to get warmed up.
That's why I tuned in.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't miss it, right? You cannot miss it, right?
You can't.
I can't miss a chance to watch you two fight.
Mm.
It's not really a fight because Engin does not really ever really want to engage. It's like friendly banter.
Yeah,
But
Engin's arguing
Engin
and
and I
you're
will never
explaining
have
why
a
you're right.
Basically, that's it.
Where's
What's
one
that?
for a super chat? Just come in for you, Ray. Chris Gammo just come in with a super chat. He's put, "Hey Ray, are you and Giannis coming up north to Phoenix area at all, or just Tucson, southern part of Arizona?
We're gonna stick around for a week, so we'll figure something.
You're gonna be out there for a week, okay? So yeah, give him a shout, Chris. You never know, brother. If he's can still move his arms when he's done battle with Artem Taranenko, we will see. Hey, now that we've got Evan on, here we go. So me and Evan were on the showing in the other day, right? And we're talking about the possibility of Evan coming over to Arm Wars. It's a very, very strong possibility we're talking about here. And
If Evan doesn't catch COVID again.
oh, here we go.
Well,
That's
what are you going to do there? That's kind of outside of any of our control.
Yes.
So let's say hypothetically, Evan doesn't get another bout of COVID, and he comes over, and he pulls against. Going to throw a couple of names in here for you. First of all, right-handed Frode Hoagland.
Would be a good one, yeah.
Left-handed, which is obviously Evan's pretty solid left-handed, Nicholas Nanastad. So I want to just go around and get a little bit of feedback on that from Devon and Engin, respectively. Devon, obviously, you know
Devon would know better.
well.
Devon would know better. I'm not sure about like if I know all the technical abilities of Evan because I didn't have chance to watch a lot. I know he's very strong, but I don't know what he could do with someone with like very tall arm and very good top roll. I mean, if he hooks him or something, I'm sure he's gonna kill him. But can he? And if he cannot, if he loses risk, can he still battle? I don't know. This Devon would know and Evan would know, but I don't know. I don't know about his able. If I would train with him regularly, I would know what he can do, what he cannot do.
What do you think about right-handed versus Froders? Because
I think both will go inside. At least I am sure about that. That Evan will be able to apply what he has for sure. But whenever you say Niklas may put someone in bad position. So he may or he may not. If he cannot put Evan into bad position, I'm sure that Evan has more horsepower to do winning if he can apply his power. But if he cannot, and Niklas, then if Nicholas do that, I don't know if he has Evan has the ability to fight in like such positions, because I mean, I can only talk about possibilities,
Yeah. You don't lose your wrist a lot though, Evan, do you, on the left?
No, I end up in a flat-handed spot against people an awful lot. But from a flat-handed, that's kind of my ace. If I can keep us both flat-handed and just drive sideways over people is kind of my favorite thing to do.
So you still protect your pronator, even your wrist. Okay, then he can fight long match because I mean even Nicholas goes outside, it will also give Evan to opportunity to also use his, and then there will be a battle then.
Very interesting. Devon.
Yeah, both those guys are super. Yeah, they're both super tough. I think Evan would probably have a better match with Frode. That's what I think.
On the right.
Right and left, I think. I think so. I think the matches would be better with Frode.
I love that match.
Yeah, I think that's a better match. I think that Evan probably looked good at the beginning. Frode he's so sticky. He's so sticky. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, if you don't finish Frode or have just an exceptional position, you're probably losing. Yeah, difficult opponent, but I think that's a good match because Evan's got a lot of ability to arm wrestle, so he might be able to work his way through that. And I actually think that Nicholas is just fundamentally much more difficult. Like, I think that Frode is kind of like a very difficult puzzle. And I think that Nicholas is just, it's more difficult. It's not so much of a puzzle. It's just, I think Nicholas has got some pieces that are very big obstacles.
Yeah, but he's a weird format, isn't he? He's a really weird proposition. I actually think Evan would have the stronger arm, but it's whether he can get the rubber on the road.
Nicholas, I've seen Nicholas throughout his career. A lot of times Nicholas has been hurt and still performed very well. And I think if Nicholas is all healed up and healthy, I think he's a big problem to a lot of people. I've pulled Nicholas before, and I've been super, super impressed at his strength. Very strong athlete.
Yeah, he really is.
He's really strong.
Because that's. I mean, I can't even remember what brought us onto that, but somehow we ended from where we were originally. We ended up down that track, and as soon as it came up, I thought, you know what, I actually really like that. I really like that. So yeah, let us know what you think in the chat, guys. If you would like to see that. A battleground. And we'd pull some other horrible. I remember Jordan Davis was very keen to. What's going on with you and Jordan Davis, Evan? Something gone on there? He seemed really keen to get a piece of you.
I don't know anything about that.
Ah, okay. I'll have to question him on that and see what went down there. But I'm not, unless he was just itching to get in that four-way. But yeah,
Evan,
that could be.
Let us know in the chat, guys, if that's something you would like to see in Arm Wars going forward. Because I think I agree with what Devon said. I particularly love Frode and Evan. I think that's
Neil. I want to ask Evan. Do you consider yourself someone like with the horsepower, like dominant power or endurance guy? How do you see yourself?
I'm more of a tricky bastard.
No, what I'm just saying that you find yourself like in a long battle, like I'm just trying to figure out you versus Frode. If the match stops, if you cannot dominate him. Like, can you pull like minutes long matches? Are you good at it?
I tend to do pretty good in long matches, but I don't think my endurance is going to be what Frodo's is. Generally, when I get into a stop match, I do well because I can outwork them and just move around them and put them into a worse spot than I am, so I can rest while they're still exerting energy. Frode, the dude just doesn't get tired. So, I mean, he's going to come right at my shoulder, which is great for me.
Yeah, you're not going to have to look to find him, that's for sure.
I think I'm going to throw the little son of a bitch right off the table when he comes at my shoulder, but that's just me. I don't think he's big enough to physically stay in front of me when I start moving forward.
Oh, God, I love this.
He's big. He's big. He's bigger than you think he is, Evan.
Frode is not big.
He is. He is. Don't let the weight fool you. Frodo's big.
They're really, really strong. Really, really strong.
He's 90 kilo guy.
Yeah, but he's strong. I've seen him. I've seen a lot of big dudes land on him, and he's strong.
And
I wouldn't want to match with a guy like Frode if it didn't seem like fun. Like if it didn't excite me. I know how good he is, and that's why I want to do it. It just seems like a lot of fun.
Who would you? I mean, I've just had 2 messages here. Neil, don't forget Ryan Bowen. Yeah, I will come to that. Do you give a shit about that, though, Evan? Is that something you want? Do you want to avenge that loss, or not?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't really care much about Ryan Bowen or his opinion, but a lot of people want to see me go and shut him up, so I wouldn't mind doing it for them.
What about this claim that he said the other day where he feels like he's moved way on from where you guys pulled the last time?
Well, anybody that takes his opinion seriously is ridiculous. I mean, he told everybody what he was going to do to Lachlan, and then his next match right after that, he's not as good as he thinks he is. He's not bad. He is a good arm wrestler, but he's not as good as he thinks he is. He talks about himself in a way that he shouldn't. I think Ryan would be an easier match than either Frode or Nanastad.
Do you think that Ryan will beat Alan Ford if the rumors are true and Alan is going to Australia to pull him?
No, he is not going to beat Alan.
Interesting.
I think that goes. I'm assuming they're doing a 6-round format.
Yeah, as I understand it.
If it's going to be like just a race to 4, Allen 4-0. If it's a full 6, Ryan might pick something up later on.
Holy shit.
Oh, dude, Allen has like turned up training and actually started like into the gym and stuff again since these talks came about. And he shows up the first half hour of practice. The dude's a nightmare again.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's interesting. Is there a date actually set for that, mate? Because we haven't got any actual date on it, but I heard the rumor the other week. We had Ryan on the show and I said, is this true or is it bullshit? And he was very convinced that it could be a reality. So yeah,
the ball's in Ryan's court on that one. We're all just waiting to hear whether Ryan or not says, yeah, we're doing it, or no, we're not.
I'm still working on Devon to come over for the Iron House gig when we do. If he's done with his business with Lavam, which it's going to be well behind him then, and he's still in the mood to get out and do a bit of work, right-handed, left-handed, putting the band back together, getting Devon over for that as well. I would love to get Engin involved in something and document a little bit of his career. He knows the kind of guy I'd like to put him against. So that would be quite interesting. There's so many guys out there that would work, but we'd talk about which opponent makes most sense. But that could be a hell of a card if we were
could see Devon and Engin at 225.
Nobody wants to see that.
I want to see that.
Yeah, but Engin doesn't want to see it.
Devon,
Well, no, but I'm not a fan of Engin. That's why I want to see it.
Devon, first of all, go down to 25 and beat John in good rules, and then
easy.
Yeah, we will see. Just come Istanbul and
no, here's one for you guys.
I will destroy John at 225.
Just come Istanbul and do it.
What's that?
Come Istanbul and do it, not in Dubai.
I would destroy him at 225.
Yeah, but in Istanbul?
Whatever. Somebody
Okay.
wants to pay me, John, at 225.
How much do you need?
Left-handed, 225, same day.
With John?
I'll go right hand with John and left hand with you.
No, my left arm. You don't understand. You post that stupid video on your page. I am John. I told you 2 years, more than 2 years with left arm. I didn't even hold a dumbbell,
Yeah, neither have I.
Huh? Yeah, we will. Just wait.
Whatever. Listen, I'm so strong, I could beat John and then beat you right after.
Okay.
Maybe you should do one of
225.
those tag team matches.
Easy day for me. Engin,
Hmm.
you have no idea how strong I am now.
Oh, I have no doubt. I would need
No
2
idea.
hands to pull you right now. I'm not talking about Devon
And-
now.
And I don't need to be strong, Engin. I have a king's move. Doesn't matter anymore.
You will be prohibited, if your shoulder goes behind.
I'll keep it just a tiny bit above.
Okay. I think that if you would go down to 225, I think there would be, maybe not me, but I think there would be 4 or 5 guys that would beat you in the world.
Who?
I think like Prudnik is one of them for sure.
Maybe.
But touching is probably 225 versus 225 would kill you, literally.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he already did it the other way, but your arm was.
You're one of those people.
What?
You're one of those people. You're one of those people. And the
What
thing is, I know that you just are pretending. I know that you
no,
actually.
why people cannot have different opinion than you do? Why not?
They can.
I mean,
I just
why
know that
why
you
that,
don't.
you and your some of your fans are getting crazy. Like when people are saying something that you may lose, and then they are like, oh, you are a hater, you are a hater. You are like this, like, okay, then whatever they
Hold
want
on.
to say, yes,
Who
sir.
says
And
that?
then
Do I
everyone
say
is
that?
happy. What?
Do I say that?
No, but I say my opinion, and you start already labeling me. Oh, you are one of those people. You are one of those people. You pretend. Why would I pretend?
Engin, I know that you don't
Here we go.
believe that John
Engin.
would beat me. I
Engin.
know that you don't believe that Todd Hutchings would beat me. I know you just say it.
I think that he actually did it, but okay, whatever.
Listen, today, Today, do you want to make a personal bet? Do you want to make because I will beat him. I 100% will beat him.
Okay, in Istanbul, I will set you. Just go. Whatever you do with Levan, you know, I wish you the best. And I think if you stay over the table, he's just gonna destroy you. But with a flat arm, if your arm doesn't get broken or something, then you have a chance. But
who are the 5 guys? Who are the 5 guys you've got? I'm interested to know the 5.
He's 225. He's 102 kilo. The way how tall he is now, I don't know. Like maybe like Krasimir and probably Tat Hutchings, John Berzink, Prudnik, maybe one more guy. Maybe one more guy, but I don't know who it would be.
I think you just
talking about like, that guy is now so huge. I'm just thinking that whenever he loses all that weight, I kind of feel that he will not be anywhere near what he is now. That's what I'm thinking.
It's just water, Engin. I'll do a water cut.
Not that much.
Water
but
cut.
You know what we can do? Forget about 100 kilo or something, but in 242 class, it would fit well. And then in 242, I think your chance is really like, because you are so tall, the weight limit is going up. I think it's going in your favor. This is what I believe.
I don't think it matters. I think I can do it at 225, at 242, at 231, at 255. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Same strength?
Even stronger, Engin. Even stronger. Because I'll get harder as I condense.
You should try that. You know what? You should try that against Levan. Seriously, you go to 225, even getting stronger, and then just kill him. Yeah, you found the secret. Yeah, you go to 225, you get stronger even, and then beat Levan, please.
I should do that.
Engin, we had Z's guitar account with a super chat, and he said we need more Georgi Zaranov. Now I know you share my enthusiasm about Georgi Zaranov. He's a beast.
I almost said him with Derek Smith. Georgie said that it was kind of like too late to
prep, you mean,
offer him the match because only 5 weeks left. Okay. And he said he hasn't been training. And then but Derek also was informed by me at the same time. And Zarno didn't really like accept. We didn't agree with the conditions. And he said that, it's not enough. And I said, for the beginning, you start from somewhere, you win and you build yourself up. And so we couldn't, agree. And then I couldn't set. But Georgie, yeah, is one of the names.
How does he compare with Devon, for example? I mean, he'd be bigger at that because Georgie is what, 242?
No, he's now. I mean, last time I remember, he was 120 kilo. He was 264 or something.
Okay. How does he do with someone like Devon, in your opinion?
I mean, Devon now?
Yeah. No way. Not now.
Devon now would just destroy him.
Yeah, not now. Because Devon comes down to the 225.
I saw Dizerano versus Morozov super match. Morozov beat him, and then we saw Prudnik beating even bigger version of Morozov.
Mate, Prudnik.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I understand, but the Prudnik that we saw in Istanbul is strong, but with the weight difference, I don't think he can do something against Devon now. But if Devon goes down to that weight, if they are similar weight, then things, I mean, I think the Devon that we see now, not many people have chance. Not many people. A few people. After what I saw, I was thinking that Kurdesha, but now whenever I see that, I don't think that Kurdesha. I think Kurdesha needs to more improve to, have a chance against them. This is my opinion. But Vitaly has chance. Levan has chance. A few more guys, but I don't know.
Vitaly's got a chance with anyone, mate. Tell her the Latin's got a chance with anyone.
Yeah.
The Latin has a chance with Levan.
Yes.
The
sooner or
last
later.
outings of that dude, looked scarily strong. I don't know where he's at right now, but he looks scary strong. He really, I don't know how strong he is. He's fucking strong. You know, watching him against Krasi, Jesus Christ, it was like a change. I mean, that was very impressive.
And the interesting thing is that I did interview with him. He said, I said, like, are you in better shape now? He was about to pull Alex Kurdesha before the match was canceled. And I said, are you better now than your shape against Krasimir? And I said, against Krasimir, you look incredible. He said he was not well trained then. He said it was a last minute notice for him. He said he is now much stronger than that. He said that like nothing like that, you know, So he said that his shape now is much, much stronger than his shape was against Krasimir. This is his words.
So let me ask you a question about Prudnik. Oh, Sean Brophy. Thank you very much for that super chat, mate. That's a monstrous super chat, Sean. As is so typical from yourself. Appreciate it, brother. You're the man. Sean Brophy, supporting the channel big time, mate. Thank you very much. So, what I was saying there, Evan, Engin, Prudnik and John at 225, 230. How do you see that match?
I give the edge for Prudnik.
Yeah, I think Prudnik could be the man.
Today, I chat with Tatachings. Tatachings also said that he would rank under 242. He would rank Prudnik the best. This is Tatachings also, you know, because his hand control is incredible.
As Ray said earlier, his strength is not having a weakness. Guy, you know, you break Prudnik's when he's at his very best. The best of Prudnik is a very, very difficult ask for most people. He's rock strong.
If we judge him by his technical abilities, hand control, well rounds, and everything,
endurance,
he's probably second to John, in my opinion.
Certainly a unit. There's no. Who do you think represents the biggest threat to you, Devon, if you were at that weight? Out of the men mentioned, so of those 5 guys, who's the biggest threat?
Yeah. Probably Prudnik or a super heavyweight that decides to cut.
That's a thin list, though, isn't it? The super heavyweights who could.
Yeah.
Of the danger men, I mean.
Prudnik looks incredible. Yeah, he's probably the guy.
Yeah. Do you think that if we saw Hermes come down to anywhere near that level in weight again, that he would be able to beat Yevgeny Prudnik? Who would you see as favourite? I've got Prudnik.
What are you asking?
Hard to say. Hard to say. Good match.
Prudnik. In same way, Prudnik.
Yeah, I've got Prudnik. Ray? Come on, mate, on the block.
You're talking about 110 kilo, right? 110 kilo. Yeah. For me, Prudnik.
Ray's muted.
Oh, Ray, you're on mute, dude.
Yeah, I would also go with Prudnik, I think. Just because he has way more options.
Evan?
Yeah, definitely Prudnik. I think he's just the best there is at that weight.
Yeah, he's bad dude.
And he's probably one of the few guys at that weight that's in the talk of being top 5 overall.
Yeah, and he's pulling your very own Matt Mask.
I think that was a greasy move.
Do you what by the mighty Engin?
What's that?
Engin just trying to stack the deck for the East.
Come on, you know, look at the card that, you know, is just heavily West favored card. You know, it's not even the best of the East. And the thing is, I don't really see Prudnik. I don't know, like, when did we last time see someone is hooking fresh mat? You know, Evan, nobody is kid here. You know, you offer a match. Like the
last time anybody hooked him was probably Todd, wasn't it?
Whenever I offer a match to Ellen Forge, he said it is above his level. He didn't accept. You know, like Matt is not a kid, you know. He is able to make his own decisions, and so if Prudnik cannot hook him, then only option, I mean, if he cannot do this, only option is going outside. Also, Prudnik, we just talked with him. He said that he is now like maximum 70, 75%, and he will be 80, 85% maximum. And then the mat mask that we will see in Istanbul, according to what he said, that he is now 245, and we will see him minimum 255 to 260. So I don't know. Like, do you guys see like Prudnik in a fresh match hooking Matt?
Prudnik, yes, potentially. Yeah.
But the start of Matt is also very good.
Matt is one of my favorite arm wrestlers in the world. I love him. I think he's fantastic. One of the most exciting guys in the world. I think that the area that Matt at the moment has a few issues, a few little holes in his game, is the center. I think he doesn't hold center as well as he could, and that's mostly down to the genetics of the guy and the manner in which he pulls. Even one of his most venomous weapons against a lot of the field is when he can reverse off a match, because he is so friggin' explosive. He even used to give John a lot of trouble with that back in the day, and he's much, much bigger and much, much stronger now. But I think that the manner in which Prudnik hooks, he's got, as Ray says, a lot of options, and he doesn't necessarily need to hook just off a cup. He can really supinate hard, and he's deceptively large as well. He's got really, really good, big, solid hands, long forearms, and he sets the hook as well as anyone. And I think that makes him very dangerous. I mean, he even got the one pin, although you might say that, yeah, you know, dubious whether or not he was given a little bit by Larratt, but he did manage to hook Vitali once.
Neil, the one thing, if Prudnik cannot hook Matt, then we will have to go outside. Whenever you saw Ongarbayev and Prudnik going outside versus outside at top 8, Ongarbayev took Prudnik's wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that about 260 Matt Mask is less or a top roller than Ongarbayev?
No, I don't. I don't, but I think that he holds center slightly less well. So Ongarbayev holds center slightly better than Matt for me.
But do you think that if they go outside versus outside with Prudnik, like, how do you see the match? Prudnik is right now 107 kilo.
Yeah, if Matt can completely top roll him?
No. If just say that if Prudnik couldn't hook Matt, and then he will have to go outside.
Yeah,
they are in step. They will go outside versus outside. Whose wrist will survive?
I actually think that Yevgeny might be able to beat him with a flat wrist.
Flat wrist sideways, huh?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
I think he's got enough arm to do that. I've seen him do that effectively with people in the past. Matt's a tricky man to get balance on, but he can sometimes outrun himself because he's so long. He can outrun himself off center, and because he bounces so vigorously. If Matt can set himself and gain balance, I actually think Matt is one of the guys in the world with the most potential.
You would know Matt better than I do, because you have been, at Wild, and then you have been close to those events. I think
Matt does some things exceptionally well, in fact, as well as anybody in the world, but I think he's still got some holes in his game. And if he could shore those up, I think he can progress a great deal from where he is, Matt. I think he's one of the guys with most potential.
Neil, I saw one super chat. I just can't concentrate what we are talking about.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me look. I haven't seen it.
Engin wants to answer it.
I will jump off, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, we're going to be going for no more than 5 minutes.
Raymond, wait for the answer of this question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, don't send any more super chats, please, guys. We're going to be jumping off in 5 minutes' time. We've been on a long time. So, here we go. Juji Mugu with a super chat. If Engin is on a sinking boat, I love this, and has to throw either Devon or Bowen off the boat to save it, who would he throw? Right. Whoa. Wait a minute. That may be the best super chat we've had on here in quite some time. Juju Mugu, lovely darts.
Okay. We are 3 people in the sinking boat, and which one I need to throw? I would throw, if only 2 can survive, I and 1 person, I would throw both of them in the water, and I would save Raymond from the water. See, and then.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye. I'm alive.
You see, it was Ryan Bowen, not Rymonds. It was Ryan Bowen or Devon. Ryan Bowen or Devon.
Yeah, he's going to throw both of them off and then pull Coach Ray in out of the water.
Yeah, this one.
Why was Ray in the water? Why was Ray in the water?
Because Devon threw him off earlier.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
This guy is a cool guy. Devon is a cool guy. Devon doesn't even give a shit because Devon has endurance to swim all the way
the way home.
Yeah, yeah.
You're backpedaling now, Engin.
What's that?
Are you backpedaling now, reversing lights? I thought you'd be straight on there and go.
I think that Devon would reach the land before we go.
What about Ryan? One of Ryan's pirate mates would pick him up.
Ryan looks pretty buoyant.
Do you remember last time we had a chat, Engin? I said during Ramadan, it's important to be extra good because God is watching you.
Yeah, it's only joke. God knows that I'm joking, unlike you. So you think I would save you? You think I would save you?
No, I think you'd kill me.
Oh, okay. So I was extra honest. So
I'm watching you, Engin. Watching you.
Yeah. We will meet someday. Yeah.
Listen, we got to jump off here, but I would love it if you 2 guys come on next week and we can continue this because I've got some other stuff up my sleeve that I want to raise with both of you. So yeah, that
just tell Levon he has to get bigger. Tell him to keep eating. I want him to be 600 pounds.
600 pounds of what?
600 pounds of Levon.
Oh, Levon, okay, good boy.
600 pounds. Tell him he needs to be 600 minimum.
Yeah.
Probably 650.
Yeah. So there is nothing about like 600 pounds of pee or something, right?
Well, I mean, if he wants to hold his pee, if that'll make him stronger, I mean, that'd be hilarious.
No. When I don't mean like pee, I'm talking about pee as a leather, you know. Okay,
what?
No.
That was deep.
Nothing.
Instead of a 415-pound pee, a 600-pound pee.
I mean,
Engin doesn't want to swear.
What?
Oh, okay. Levon doesn't want to. Okay, yeah, okay. Devon doesn't want to use the same word again. It took enough.
Oh my God! Okay. I can't believe you said that, Engin.
Said what?
See, I would never even. I just couldn't believe that you even thought those words during this time.
I never said it.
You have to be careful.
I never said it. I just
doesn't matter.
Mentioned you. I just remind you.
Go to jail now.
I just wanted to check if you become a good boy or not. You know, are you still the bad boy, or you just became normal now and then acting 600 pounds of Levon? Yeah, good boy. Yeah.
He's got
You don't want to make
him funny.
Yeah.
Evan was his spokesman.
Neil,
convey it.
I've got a new word.
Oh, get them. There's no way you beat. Oh, did I tell you my technique?
Yeah,
mate. That's the way. If you employ that technique, you'll break all PB.
You want me to? I didn't do any technique. Do you want me to send it to you right now?
Yeah. You can't beat arm wars.
Oh, just wait.
Right. I don't know whether I can beat that. That may be my max ever, because that was one of the longest pisses I've ever done in my life.
I take pisses like that all the time.
This was like a racehorse.
Hey, are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Fire it.
Okay.
What did you think of the technique off the last one?
Yeah, it's good.
It's you got to be above it. Move slowly. Engin gave me the idea about the walking, but if you move slowly, you don't break the stream and you keep flowing. And don't try and go in front of you. Go straight down. Trust me.
You're still riding walls.
Yeah.
On the snow. On the snow.
Engin, I did arm wars.
Hey, Neil, I just sent it to you on WhatsApp. I did it last night. Do you have it?
Let's have a look. Oh, you sent it to the other phone. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
You guys don't drink anywhere near enough beer if Arm Wars is like the best you can get out.
Right.
I once wrote in the snow that Arm Wars is my favorite arm wrestling. And then, you know, I had to like start over on the next line. It's like a typewriter. So I had to pinch it off and start over with Engin is also the worst arm wrestler. But I got all that out in one piss.
Let me see if you got that, Neil. Did you get it?
It's coming. Yeah. Let's have a look.
That was last night when I was out for my walk.
Let's have a look.
I was meaning it. I was gonna edit it.
No sound on this, is it? Let's have a look. Oh, here we go.
PISSWAR. Ugly S.
There. Hey, Neil, you
Piss
see
Wars.
that? It's Piss Wars.
Wow.
It's officially, and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even hydrated.
That
at
is your
all
best
when I
piss
did
ever.
that.
Not bad.
Right?
I just did that.
Fuck
I've
you.
never,
You'll pick up
I
Piss
can't,
Wars
hang on a minute.
beats.
S.
There. Hey, Neil, you see that? It's Piss Wars. It's officially on, and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even hydrated at all, and I did that.
I wasn't.
Whenever
I just was out and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try Piss Wars.
You'll pick up Piss Wars beats Arm Wars. No, I don't know. I'll think of something better.
That's quite concerned. Look at Jodie's face at the end of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, she wasn't too impressed, but
All I can say is I'm a little concerned by that because I was unbelievably hydrated, tried my fasting, drunk myself till I felt sick, like where you're drinking a massive bottle of water with lemon in it. And that was still my best ever.
Neil. You're a beginner. I've been doing this for decades.
There's levels to this thing.
Yeah, I've been
Really
pissing for decades.
That's a bit upsetting. I was really, really pleased with my effort on Arm Wars. I'm not sure I can
Everybody
beat
starts somewhere. You start somewhere. Just make it part of your routine. Every time you're out, just like a dog, you need to mark your territory with
Go
piss.
for it.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, that's been enlightening. The close to this week's show. When I started Fix 102, I had literally no idea that it would end where it did. It's been highs, it's been lows, and my PB's been beat. Yeah.
Oh, wait. What? I have to do this.
Do it.
I have to show you guys because I'm sure you guys don't watch all my stuff. God, I got to show you this. Look at what somebody sent me.
This could be good.
You're going to love it.
Ha 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 ha.
See that?
Oh, mate, that's ridiculous. What? Where are people?
I got rolls of it now.
I gotta wipe my ass with sap to be now.
I can't believe how people come up with this stuff. Oh,
it's so funny. It's so funny.
That's ridiculous. That is, oh, mate, I tell you what. Why do I never get sent cool stuff like that? That's ridiculous. That is absolute quality.
Do we know who this guy is? Saptami is?
I think John knows, does he?
Yeah.
I think so. I think John Thompson may know.
I'm gonna know very soon.
Oh,
I've got my birds on it.
he's Australian, isn't he? I believe.
I'll know soon.
Oh, you've got what you're gonna do, like break it out on one of your shows. Just like there you go, unmasking instead of
Nice to know
unboxing.
who people are. I swear, a lot of these people I know.
Oh my God, Engin's probably knows few of them. Evan is 10 of them.
Who?
Evan is 10 of them.
I got a few.
How many? How many are you, Evan?
None of your business, Neil.
No.
None
Every
of your
once in a
goddamn
while,
business.
when something gets serious,
Are you
I
my
can-
wife's boyfriend? Would be.
Nope. No, I'm not that one.
you're
I
not
am
him.
your back tits, though.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, I feel closer to my back tits, so that's pretty good. Listen,
Neil, what are you talking about? What do we know?
trolls.
I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't know.
Mostly Evan.
Devon used to love them so much.
Still do. They send him toilet rolls.
Until he started to taste in his own medicine. Then he
I love
doesn't
them
like
even
it.
more now. Now they give me more entertainment than ever.
Yeah.
I actually named all of my troll accounts. Engin's head might explode.
You seem a little bit angry time to time whenever, if you are not
I
pretending
like
at
to
the
feel
press
angry.
conference in Dubai, you look a little bit pissed.
I like it. You're angry all the time, Engin. You like it, right? I like it too. I like to feel angry. It makes me feel alive.
You're quite chilled now, Engin.
About being angry.
No, you're not that angry anymore. You used to be so much angrier. Back in
Because-
the day, you were way angry.
Yeah.
You get angry now, but you're not as angry.
No,
You
don't.
used
You
to
don't
be
know
way-
that. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Okay, publicly.
I don't want to talk about it, but you don't know that for sure. Yeah.
No, you
Give me
may.
5
you
minutes
may
in a
have your
room with
moment.
Engin, and we'll find out.
What's
I
that?
can make anybody angry real quick if I want to.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He came on my show and pissed me off.
Yeah, it didn't take long, man.
What
It was
was it?
easier to push your buttons than I thought it would be.
Like, what? It's a good 15, 20 seconds. I
Yeah,
think.
that's an
Yeah,
easy
it's quite
day.
quick.
It almost took me
quick.
8 minutes to get Devon pissed off enough
We
to
need to
snap.
finish that this week. Actually, we were only getting warmed up. We ran out of time. We've actually run out of time here, guys, on this one. But I wanna say a massive thank you. Unexpected join tonight from you three individuals, and it's been fun. It's been emotional, and we've been on for about 2.5 hours, so it's been quite a show, guys.
Just
Happy
fire
Easter.
them. Fire Paul. Fire Ryan, and fire.
Bring you
Ray.
back.
Ray. Yeah, they are not doing their job good. You see, we are the real
Rolly
fans.
Ray was right there. He showed up. He was sick.
He left early. He left early.
Yeah, but he
So
just
from now on, this 4 will be the fixed.
we'll get you back on.
Neil, you just got to send me a message and let me know that to check my email, though.
Instead of the
always-
fix, we could call it the broken.
Yeah, the fucked. Guys, thank you so much. Thanks everybody who's tuned into the show tonight. Remember, please support our sponsors. If you want to continue the chat, if you're not done talking about arm wrestling for the night, get yourself over to armwrestlingforums.com. Unload the beef jerky from Western Survivor.
This
Greatest
shit's
beef
awesome.
jerky in the world. That's what grow that beard. That's what'll grow the goddamn beard. You want a beard
Sweet
like
chili
that?
flake?
Get on that. Good. Have you tried cracked peppercorn by any chance?
I have not tried the honey garlic or the chipotle left, but I've eaten all the rest that he sent in my care package. But I think that sweet chili heat or that sweet chili flake, that's my new favorite.
Wonderful stuff. Western Survivor beef jerky. www.westernsurvivor.ca. Get ordered, guys. Get over to armwrestlingforums.com. Check them out. Keep the chat going. If you're not a subscriber here on the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Do what Devon Larratt does. Get over to the Arm Wars channel and sub right now. Iron House starts on Friday. Be ready, mother fluffers. Until we see you next time, biggity bong.
Piss wars.
I'm working on that when I get out.